Good Karma Brands radio station.
Oh, yes, we are. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on YouTube, on the ESPN New York app. It is so good to be with you on this Football Friday, where we will incorporate some baseball off of some interesting comments from our good friend Mr. K yesterday. I am Chris Carlin, and I will be with you for the next few minutes solo while Bart makes his way over from his appearance this morning on Get Up with that entire crew. And I am down in New Orleans trying to get this lighting a little bit better on my giant bulbous head, and we'll get that straight. But we'll also get into everything around the Yankees, what Mr. K had to say yesterday about the payroll, and why Jackson Dart might actually be starting to make this a less attractive job for a prospective head coach. We will explain that in moments. We also have the Jets to get to and how they have gotten into an incredible, luxurious situation. We will explain that in just moments as well. Want to remind you, though, your chance to be a part of the program is now at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Over on the YouTube, you can join in on the ESPN New York page on the YouTube, as they say. And by all means, incorporate yourself into the chat to be part of the program today. I want to begin with some interesting comments from Mike McCarthy. There are those of us who have always been quite skeptical of Mike McCarthy as a head coaching candidate for the Giants. And I don't know what it is. Personally, I think there's a little bit of bias incorporated into this of just looking the way he looks. And that, frankly, is like me. And maybe I'm incorporating some of my own insecurities into that. But I think people look at Mike McCarthy and just don't think that he is necessarily that impressive. And I'll be honest, I've been guilty of it too. I can be a self-loathing, large, bald, bearded man. He might have a little more hair than I do, but, we've got the gray beard. We got all that crap going on. And, a little bit big-boned in terms of the body. And everybody wants a head coach who's a good-looking guy because he looks like he's in command of everything. But that doesn't mean we can't get the job done. And I've been coming around a little bit more on the idea of Mike McCarthy as the Giants head coach. The reason I've been coming around on it is because when we take a genuine look at comparing Mike McCarthy's record to Mike Tomlin's record to John Harbaugh's record, three potential candidates, two of which still have jobs, and we don't know that they're going to come free, but the Ravens certainly don't look like world beaters at the moment, and the Steelers look like it's all falling apart. And, of course, those two teams are getting together this weekend in the NFC or in the AFC North race. I just want to go to the records for a moment, and I know the records do not tell the entire story. Mike McCarthy, in his career, 174, 112, and 2, a winning percentage of .608, 11-11 career in the playoffs. Mike Tomlin, in his career, 189, 113, and 2, winning percentage of .625, so slightly better, and 8-11 in the playoffs. Both of those two have Super Bowl championships. John Harbaugh, 178 and 110, 618 winning percentage, 13-11 in the playoffs. And he also has a Super Bowl championship. Of course, Mike Tomlin has been to two and lost one of them to Aaron Rodgers. We have spent time talking about culture, and I think that's the reason that people don't necessarily trust Mike McCarthy, and it's a bit unfair, frankly, because when you think about culture, you don't think about the Dallas Cowboys. But when you think about winning consistently in the regular season, under Mike McCarthy, they did it pretty easily with 12-win seasons 3 years in a row. That's impressive. And when you talk about having to do it in a pressure cooker, well, whenever you're working for Jerry Jones and he is going to just flat out contradict some things you say and flat out question things you say with his own press conference after games, that's a whole nother level of pressure that's involved in it. So if we're going to make the argument that maybe Mike McCarthy would not be a New York guy, I think that's garbage. I don't think that flies at all, frankly. So that's number two. I think when we look at the other two, they radiate leadership, right? And for good reason, they both have shown the ability to have great leadership qualities over the years. They certainly have brought in more than their share of players who haven't necessarily been the easiest to deal with, and yet they have been able to maximize them, and when they are ready to move on from them, they move on. You can count Santonio Holmes. You can go through an entire list of guys with Pittsburgh. You can go through a list of guys with Baltimore that they have been able to maximize their abilities, and then once it became too much of a problem, adios. Mike McCarthy is someone that you look at and you think, oh, he doesn't have any discipline. Is that fair? Like, what is the ultimate goal here? It is to win. And what has Mike McCarthy done better than, frankly, the other two? And that is to develop quarterbacks. John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator. He did not develop Lamar Jackson into what he is today. Mike Tomlin was a defensive coordinator. He did not develop Ben Roethlisberger. He was already developed when he got there. He had already won a Super Bowl when he got there. So, really did not have much of a hand in that. And it hasn't gone well with Kenny Pickett. And it hasn't gone well really since. Okay. Mike McCarthy really helped Aaron Rodgers get infinitely better in his career. Infinitely better in his career. Mike McCarthy also really helped develop Dak Prescott quite a bit, didn't he? He played a huge role in Dak Prescott's career. So that brings me to Mike's comments on the Pat McAfee show this week in regards to Jackson Dart. And first, I want you to hear what positive things he had to say about Dart as a player and about why he might be attractive to a coach. Tommy, hit it.
I love the way he plays because I think when I evaluate quarterbacks, you look at the in-the-pocket ability versus the out-of-pocket. And what he does naturally, you can't teach. I mean, his ability to make plays with his feet, whether it's stepping up in the A or B gap and coming out off the movement stuff. So, I mean, just the fact that they run him on so many design quarterback runs tells you what the coaching staff thinks of him. So those are all benefits, but it's the in-the-pocket stuff is always the last thing that is, I always felt the drop-back phase is always the real challenge for the guys in the National Football League. So the fact that he is so productive out of the pocket naturally, he just has to be smarter because the real challenge is, beating teams from in the pocket. This is a 2-minute league. I mean, you look at the games, especially you get the playoffs. 98% of these games come down to the last series of the game. So that quarterback has to win from the pocket to start off with. So this young man has an extremely bright future. I mean, I think every quarterback coach in the United States would love to coach this guy, just the way he plays. But he's got to be conscious of his availability.
So think about that for a second. All of the positive things that he had to say and how any quarterback coach would really want to coach this guy. And when the Giants have the belief in their building that Jackson Dart is a big reason why they think their head coaching job is going to be the most attractive out there this offseason, Jackson Dart is a huge reason why. in addition to the draft picks, in addition to what they have on defense already in terms of their talent. Well, debatable about whether or not that talent lives up to what it's supposed to be. But Jackson Dart is what is supposedly making this an attractive job. But is it? Is it really? Think a little bit deeper about this. Think about what happened the other night and the unnecessary hits that he has taken this year. He takes that shot on the sideline. Doesn't necessarily have to do it. Could have just stepped out of bounds and would not have run into that problem. So what happens? After the game, you know he's getting asked about it. It's been a theme before that even happened. And when you take a violent shot, no matter how quickly you pop up and try to act like it's nothing, people are going to question what's going on. This was Jackson Dart's defiant response the other night after the game. I just want to remind you of how defiant it was.
Look, I'm going to keep playing aggressive. Hopefully everybody can take a second to watch my tape going back to high school and realize that this is not a shock. I play the game aggressively. I took one hit that people are talking about. I slid, got out of the way of a lot of hits. So I appreciate people wanting to, me to be healthy and all that stuff. And I want to be healthy too. But I play this game aggressive. So I'm not going to just change how I play the game.
This is not a shock. I'm not going to just change how I play the game. Okay. Mike McCarthy touched on it a moment ago. Let him go a little bit more in depth for us here, again, courtesy of the Pat McAfee Show, on what exactly Jackson Dart's biggest issue is here. Hit it.
Oh, I think it's part of his responsibility. I think just like everything, we always talk about, the two most important abilities are accountability and availability is number one. You got to be available to your team, and it's decision-making. So if you can improve your decision-making, that's going to improve your availability, then it's part of his job description. The most important stat for young quarterbacks, you have to be, how many games is he going to, consecutive games can he play? Because you only improve playing every Sunday. You have to line up and play. So I think it's clearly, it's all part of his role, his job responsibility, and it's something that he has to be more aware of.
You hear an alarmist tone in there to what's going on. You hear Mike McCarthy saying, first and foremost, it is his responsibility to make sure that he is more careful with his body. I hate to think that truly what it is going to take is Jackson Dart getting knocked out for several weeks. He's already gotten a concussion. And if you've ever had a concussion, obviously they differ in severity, but it can be alarming with how your brain feels and how your body feels. Bart has talked about the secondary concussion syndrome, where it becomes so much easier to get your second and your third and your fourth down the road after you've already had one or two. This is nothing new. This is right. Jackson took these hits in college. We heard what John Gruden said to him in the pre-draft evaluations where he sat down with him for Barstool. Gruden basically berated him for 2 minutes about why he's not being smarter in that regard. And yet the other night, defiance still reigns. Why do I think that that's going to change? You've heard me say this a lot over the months. When people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. That's true in life. That's true here. He is flat out telling us, I'm not changing. This is what I do. I'm Superman, and you guys don't understand what I'm capable of and what I can do to overcome all of what's going on in your little league here. Okay? I'm gonna dominate it, and I'm gonna do it my way. And if I take hits to get the extra 2 yards, or as he put it the other day, make sure I'm +2 on every play that I go down, Well, so be it. He is starting to slide. There have been times where he has slid. Yet for whatever reason, he is unable to control that competitiveness gene or that competitiveness instinct that pops in when he is out running on a play. Dear God, kid, why would you be any different than anyone else who has ever played in this league? I really would love to hear from the quarterbacks who have been through this before. The guys who had the young success, the early success. You look at Robert Griffin III in his first year, 20 touchdowns, 5 picks. Dude looked like he was going to be a star for a long time. His abilities faded when he started to get hurt more and more. Why? He was taking an awful lot of hits. With the athleticism that he showed, he was going to dominate everybody else. And Robert Griffin ended up having his career cut short and never getting the massive payday as a quarterback because he took all these hits. I said this the other day. I don't understand why this point itself does not sell the whole thing. Whether it's your agent, whether it's your coaches, whether it's your teammates, whether it's your family, whoever it is, whether it's other quarterbacks who have been through this. Dude, if you want to make $300 million, you will stop. You might think you're invincible, but look around. And having said all of that, it's a bigger problem for the Giants. Jackson Dart's inability to change as this season goes along will actually make this a less attractive job. Can I just paint a scenario for you? He takes another shot where he could have gone down or whether he could have gone to the sideline when he just didn't need to do it. And he gets either another concussion or he's going to miss more time. Coaches who are considering the Giants, the ones who may have their choice of places to go, whether it's Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin, if he becomes a free agent, so to speak, he will certainly be at the top of everyone's list. If John Harbaugh were to become a free agent, he becomes at the top of everybody's list. Do you all of a sudden look at the Giants situation and say, yeah, they've got a great young quarterback, but the kid can't get out of his own way? Is that a possibility? Yeah, that's a possibility. It's a possibility that it actually gets to a point where the job is less attractive. They can't afford that right now. They are in such a bad place that they need the quarterback who is the winner. They need the coach who's going to have the quarterback available. That quarterback needs to be available, and they need the coach who is the established winner. This is not about coordinators anymore. This is about getting someone who knows what the hell they're doing and has done it before. You know, years and years ago, the Giants did something that made sense. They hired Dan Reeves. And it didn't exactly go as well as you would have thought, but in theory, hiring Dan Reeves at the time made sense. Hiring Tom Coughlin at the time made sense. Remember when, just a couple of years ago, David Gettleman said, Pat Shurmur is an adult. We have the adult in the room to be our head coach. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I tell you what, I get into these hotel rooms, And you don't know the allergens that are flying all over the place. That's aside. Sneezing half the night. I'm going to need Bart to cover me a little bit when he gets here. But you get the point. Back to Gettleman. He said that Pat Shurmur was the adult in the room. No, he wasn't, because he wasn't capable of controlling the room. You've got guys who are available, who are capable of controlling the room. You have to make sure that you're going to secure one of those guys. And if this quarterback goes out and takes another hit, why is it that you are all so convinced that he's the guy? You can be convinced by the ability. You can't be convinced by the availability. And while you might think that this job is amazing, and who wouldn't want to coach this kid, people who look at it and evaluate it when they're trying to figure out if they want to come here and be the Giants head coach are looking at it and saying, man, I don't know. Man, is this guy capable of actually changing his ways? And by the time he does, is it just too late? The Giants need to make sure that they are maximizing what Dart is if he's the guy. They need to make sure that Dart is going to be someone who is going to be smarter. He's telling us right now, I'm not going to be smarter. Okay. We need to believe him. And I'd be careful when it comes to this offseason and people looking at this job and thinking it's amazing, but then, wait a second. Do they really have the quarterback situation figured out? Because, yeah, he can play. I won't deny that. Everything looks great from that standpoint. But is he capable of adapting? Or is he just too thick-headed? So far, the indication would be he's too thick-headed. And that makes this job a lot less attractive. Even if you're looking at other jobs like Tennessee, like who wants to go to Tennessee? Okay. At least they have a quarterback who's not taking violent hits all the time and a guy who has shown flashes and really is playing with nothing around him. And there are going to be 7 or 8 jobs open. The Giants, in theory, when you look at the list, should be right near the top. Jackson Dart might actually make it worse, might actually drive down the desirability of the Giants job because of his own stubbornness. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. I am Chris Carlin. I would invite you to be a part of the show over on the Bart and Carlin chat that is on the YouTube page right now. I think that's a great opportunity for me to hear from you and to really get a sense about what you're thinking. I think we could spend some great time together, and I think it would be amazing. Bart will be with us in just a few moments. It has been absolutely miserable weather here in New Orleans. I am here to call the American Conference Championship tonight between Tulane and North Texas on ESPN Radio. These are two teams that are averaging 35 points a game. I cannot wait to see what this looks like being played in the rain because it's going to pour tonight. And this is not played at the Superdome. It is played on campus at Tulane. It's going to be interesting. But it's been miserable, and I have to apologize. My plan was there to be a Carlin's Corner table today, and it would have taken place at the famous Café du Monde here in New Orleans, which serves beignets. And for those of you like me who can occasionally be concerned by what a food sounds like that you're not quite clear on what it is, especially when we're talking about French, like there's a good chance if it's a French food, I'm out. Let me tell you something about the beignet down here. It's a donut with powdered sugar. It's a zeppeli. So I was planning on going over to Café du Monde and having a little Carlin's Corner table to see if that place was really worth the hype. I was down at breakfast today. They had at the buffet here at the luxurious, at the hotel I'm at, and they had beignets available. Didn't do it. Why? Because I'm not going to go for anything less than what is supposed to be the real deal. These things are everywhere. It's been pouring down here for 2.5 days. And let's just call it what it is. My dedication to you, limited. I think you know that. Bart will be with us momentarily. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. Get involved on the chat over on the YouTube page on the ESPN New York, Bart and Carlin YouTube page. And you are listening to us on the ESPN New York app.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law. And you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
In the Bronx, very heavy traffic leaving the Bronx at the Whitestone Bridge. A broken down truck on the base of the bridge on the Bronx side. Right lane is blocked. Fluid spill there. Traffic is very slow, about 20 to 30 minutes. And the Throgs Neck, a lot of alternate traffic. Bruckner Boulevard still a mess northbound side. Lanes are closed by the Hunts Point drawbridge. Crash investigation. Serious crash. Maybe a fatality from earlier this morning. That was a gruesome scene. The Bruckner itself is open, but there may be some ramp problems there by the Hunts Point drawbridge. Southbound, westbound Bruckner very slow to the Hunts Point drawbridge, and again down to the RFK bridge. 20 minutes coming in from New Jersey at the George Washington Bridge. You're better at the Lincoln or Holland tunnels. Gridlock alert in New York today. Stay with mass transit if you can. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Gotham City football is coming. Be at MetLife Stadium for Week 14 as the New York Jets face the Miami Dolphins for the team's first ever rivalries game on Sunday, December 7th at 1 p.m., presented by Avery Dennison. Fans in attendance will receive a rivalries rally towel while supplies last. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Clinton Yates here, and the holidays are upon us, full of gatherings, toasts, and plenty of cheer. And if you're like me, you want every moment to shine. That's why I head to Total Wine & More, where you'll find it all at the lowest prices, from rich whiskeys and smooth tequilas to festive liqueurs and elegant champagnes. And if you're not sure what to grab, their guides will help you find bottles that impress. You'll always find what you love and love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
I mean, I get it. You know, the New Orleans, the whole thing. I understand it. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app, because I am in New Orleans. This is Carlin. Bart will be here momentarily, we hope. Apparently, Tom Bauer is trying to create more issues here for me, or at least offer suggestions, but in the process is creating more issues. As I said a few moments ago, I have to apologize for my inability to deliver a Carlin's Corner table this week because I was planning on doing it from Café Du Monde here in New Orleans, which is famous for their coffee and beignets. Beignet is basically a donut. It's a fried piece of dough. Somebody was telling me that the Zeppelis have ricotta in them. I don't remember that. I have never gotten that at my local church Labor Day carnival. Okay, I don't remember ricotta being at all involved in Zeppelis. I think that is crap. That was in the chat, and let's not turn the chat into Wikipedia here, people, where you can just write anything and expect everybody to believe it. But then Tom says to me during the break, why didn't you go for a muffalata? Isn't a muffalata some sort of delicacy that they're famous for down there? Well, Tom, please explain what a muffalata is, because I have no idea about this thing.
Sure. So it's essentially a giant sandwich that they serve down in the French Quarter. Signature muffaladas include a layer of olive salad, salami, ham, Swiss, provolone, and mortadella, and maybe some other toppings as well.
You lost me at olive salad.
What, you're not a big olive guy?
Salad? I mean, like, first of all, come at me with the salama and the mortadella to start, and then you hit me with olive salad to begin? Like, how is that going to rope me in? Like, I'm not eating that thing. Ham, listen, I am not a ham guy. In any way, not a ham guy. I applaud things, cured meats, heavily salted, usually have no problem. The ham flavor combination, just the palate of it, or whatever you would call it, the profile, the flavor profile. No, hard pass. And you want me to go and do? Listen, as I said, my dedication to this is limited. It is limited. Bart, he wants me to try, and my plan was, and I heard from Joe Fortenbaugh yesterday that you were trying to get him to set an over-under on the number of po' boys that I was going to eat down here.
Yeah, he told me.
First of all, terrible job by you.
Yeah.
Because you know that I'm allergic to seafood. And
yes.
So you would take the under on the po' boy, but you should have set the over-under on beignets, which is basically the fried dough, which is a donut.
Yeah. You basically eating them like holes, right? Like Dunkin' Donut holes.
Exactly. I would be, but I haven't been able to because it has been pouring for 2 days here.
Are you serious?
Pouring. Yes, it has not stopped raining.
It rains
for
in New
2
Orleans?
days. Yes, I know.
And when I was talking about the po' boys, you know they do have like chicken tender po' boys.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought the po' boy was strictly shrimp or some sort of seafood that was involved in that, and I can't be a part of it. Last night at dinner with the people I'm doing the game with.
What'd you guys eat?
So we just ate downstairs in the hotel. You didn't even want to leave the hotel. It was raining so
It's a place there called Mother's. That's like the legendary
That's supposed
spot.
to be amazing.
Yeah,
right?
It's like a little hole in the wall.
Right. That's supposed to be amazing. And maybe I'll try to get there at some point today or before my flight tomorrow. But the problem here with, they ordered gumbo, right?
Yeah. But,
And, like,
but seafood and gumbo.
Yeah. So there's like a crab leg sticking out of this soup.
Do they suck
what the hell is that?
Suck the
Do
head
they just
out?
throw whatever they have into that thing?
Yeah, it's gumbo. You just throw all the trash in there and just mix it up. Make a nice little roux. That's the
Or
whole
put a
thing
little
of gumbo.
rice on top. That'll
That's what
make it more appetizing.
It's the scraps.
And wouldn't you be alarmed by this, okay? Our side reporter on the broadcast, Marilyn Payne, last night ordered oysters for the table. Now, I'm not an oyster guy. I'm
Yeah.
out on that, okay?
Yeah.
The oysters, it's raw oysters.
Yeah, I tried it one time.
How did that work out for you?
It just tastes like lemon juice, vinegar, and hot sauce because I did not chew. I just
sucked it down.
Yeah.
I
didn't want it to. I had to make sure. I didn't. It was like one of those little Nerf sharks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to get stuck in the throat and I have to spit. Yeah, it's too much to think about.
Yeah, and so anyway, she ordered it for the table, and it was supposed to be an appetizer, and like a half hour later, it's not there.
Wow.
And she
oysters,
says...
Oysters are raw.
Yeah, exactly. She says to the waiter, what happened with the oysters? Oh, they're not ready.
You don't cook oysters.
And she said, okay, and he left the table, and I said... And we were in the middle of a somewhat substantial conversation, and I just said, I stopped. I said, aren't they raw? Like, why would that take 45 minutes? They never came.
Wow. Now, I know it is some that they cook, and it's got cheese on top, and it's just like, you want to warm up fish?
No, and that's not what this was. This was just
in a shell?
Raw oyster. Anyway, so the point being, the trip
point
so
is you're having a great trip.
We're doing okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. I will complain, but no Carlin's Corner table today because that was the plan, was to go get the beignets.
Yeah.
But go get some donuts and coffee.
You don't have DoorDash down there?
That's called breakfast.
You don't have DoorDash down there, man? You can't have Carlin's Corner, then you just go to a restaurant in a hotel?
No. No, I am never going to grade something on a DoorDash order.
Freshness.
I feel like that's unfair. I think it's got to be fresh.
But they got the Domino's microwave bags. Keep it nice and warm.
Nah, I don't feel like that's fair. Have you ever gotten a French fry from DoorDash that's actually crispy and not soggy?
Nah,
the answer is no.
Yeah, I take mine and I put it in air fryer and like re-crisp them.
Okay, yeah, and you know me, I'm not going to that effort.
Yeah.
And I'm in a hotel.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Am I going to run downstairs
You're
and
in a
say,
good
hey,
hotel?
you guys got an air fryer?
Good hotel? Are you at the Harrah's so you can gamble?
I am not at the Harrah's, and don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. Last night,
a good way to pass the time.
You know what it is? You know what it is on certain nights, Bart? You come to a decision time. It's either the night's going to go one way or it's going to go the other.
Yeah.
And I had the show today, and I had the game tonight, so it was going to go with me back in bed after the Cowboys game.
Yeah, New Orleans for me is usually like, okay, do I go to the casino or do I go to the strip club? Both. I'll take both.
That's where the decision is drawn for you. And I get it. Listen, I was tempted.
I don't see no beads.
Very tempted to go to the casino.
I don't see no beads on your bed or nothing.
No beads, no nothing. I'll tell you what, though. The city is looking pretty good.
Okay.
Like the city's been beat up over the years, and they still have their
Started
issues
from
here.
Katrina,
But I'm talking about the city is very clean right now. It looks,
nice.
It looks really good. I think part of it is that you're not in the summer where the humidity just turns it into a smell.
Yeah.
You know?
Barbecue chicken out there. So what's the weather like? Well, it's inside the dome, so it doesn't matter what the weather
No,
is.
it's not inside the dome.
No?
It's not. Tulane built their own stadium about 10 years ago.
Wow.
So it's an outdoor stadium called Yeoman Stadium, and we were over there yesterday. It was absolutely pouring. Now, they got turf, but still. It's going to be an outdoor game tonight between two high-powered offenses.
That's just foreshadowing, about, what this time of year for football is. It's the elements. I mean, I had to walk over here from Get Up, and I'm like, good luck, Miami. Have a great good luck, because I don't even want to be out here, and I live here.
It's cold at home?
Man, it is a different type of cold. Because we haven't had it in a long time, it didn't get cold here until maybe like last year, like January for a couple. Remember, we only had like 1 or 2 snows last year?
Yeah.
This is not the case. It is cold. I was
We're gonna get it.
I wore the wrong coat.
Yeah.
I should have put long johns on with the butt flap in the back.
Well, I told you that I got changed up, and so I'm going right from here to Green Bay for Bears-Packers on Sunday. And
that is a hell
imagine
of a game.
Packing for New Orleans and then Green Bay. That was a whole scene, man.
You got that puffy coat that you kind of put inside of a bag, and it like it becomes real small. Then we get back to Green Bay, it inflates.
Exactly.
Hope they got hand.
I do have one of those packing bags where I could throw the jacket in that, and it sucks all the air out of it.
Yeah.
And it looks like all of a sudden it's a piece of paper.
Absolutely. Bro, and you talk about how fortunate you are, man. That's a hell of a game to get. I mean, that's for all the marbles.
I'm excited. I'm excited. It's unfortunately not on ESPN radio. It's a long story, but anyway,
But you're calling it. You're going to be telling the story of that day, of that game, and that is a great one to have. Does the running game of the Bears, nullify the pass rush of Green Bay Packers, and can Jordan Love, be not fall victim to what the hell? It feels like the Bears defense have a rabbit or rabbit's foot. You know what I mean? Or a horseshoe stuck up there, but because they're not a good defense. But you're talking about 26 turnovers, 27 turnovers. I don't know how many it's up to now, but I mean they're lapping the field as far as turnovers and extra possession. So it's going to be fascinating because you would think the team that gets a lot of turnovers and relies on them in this type of weather, that type of weather, would have an advantage. So it's going to be interesting. That's a hell of a game.
We'll talk about it. We'll pick that game later as well.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
They could have gave you like I forgot who it was that said they had Saints and somebody. I say, man, they're giving you the Solomon Wilcox. Oh, that was McCourty. McCourty
got with the Saints?
Yeah, he's got the Raiders and somebody like, well, man, geez, who'd you piss off?
Listen, man,
Raiders Broncos.
For me, if the letters NFL or college football CFB are in front of them, I'm good. I'll be there. You got it.
Yeah, but Jacksonville.
Maybe even UFL, whatever you need.
Jacksonville, I guess Arizona now, you'll be like, well, at least I get to lay out in some good weather. But, man, what do you say? What do you say about, Pete Carroll and the Raiders versus the Broncos? Yeah.
That's 33-0 Broncos.
Geno Smith drops back. Benito.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
I did not chew.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. So when you're wrapping up the work week, what better way to bring on the weekend than with the NBA Happy Hour? Every Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m., only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/Rick to grab your reward before the clock expires. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions do apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
The holidays are here, and Amazon Pickup is your MVP of package pickup. Need that perfect gift like a brand new jersey for the big game? With Amazon Pickup, you can grab your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule at no extra cost. It's fast, it's easy, and it keeps your holiday surprises tucked safely away. So whether you're running from work or heading to the holiday party, Amazon Pickup makes holiday shopping worry-free. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If your car is out of warranty, one major repair bill could wipe you out. Just ask Ludacris.
Car breakdowns can wreck your wallet. Without Endurance, a worn-out timing belt could cost you $1,700. A busted transmission, that's $4,000 easy. An engine meltdown, $7,000. But if you've got Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a car repair again. With Endurance, your car's most expensive parts are covered. Plus, you pick the mechanic you trust to do the work. With Endurance, your rate stays the same no matter how many claims you file.
If your car is under 20 years old, Endurance has you covered with unlimited miles. Plus, your plan includes 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere in the country. Choose the name Ludacris trusts, Endurance. Right now, get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. For your free quote, call 800-431-8958. 800-431-8958. 800-431-8958.
ESPN New York is throwing a holiday party you don't want to miss. Join us Friday, December 12th at your mother's house in Garden City Park. We'll be broadcasting the Michael K. Show live from 1 to 3, followed by Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg from 3 to 7, all while supporting a great cause. Bring a toy to benefit the Garden of Dreams Foundation and help make the season brighter for local kids in need. It's the ESPN New York Holiday Party, Friday, December 12th, brought to you by Spike Day, Security Dodge, Amazon Pickup, and ESPN New York.
Rock, body, rock. Tom, you feel like breakdancing today?
I can't breakdance to save my life, but it's a Friday.
I'd love to see Tom carrying around a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, man.
That'd be awesome.
I can teach you how to do the whirly doodly.
I'll let you guys in on a secret. I tried to do the worm once on a booze cruise. It didn't end well.
What did you do, hit your pelvis? Oh, you hit your junk.
No, I was just flopping around like a fish on the top of a boat.
Okay. Did somebody come put a stick in your mouth thinking you having a seizure?
No, but I did get a round of applause. I think they were laughing at me, though.
I think that was more effort, Tom. And
bless his heart.
Thanks for the comedy.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It was in the South. Bless his heart. He tried. He tried. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. By all means, go there. Check it out. Be a part of it and get involved in the chat. There have been a couple of comments here. Number one, Carlin's head looks particularly red. Yeah, okay, good luck with that. And then secondly, is he too close to the camera? No, my head's just giant. Like, how do we not know this by now? Is people new? Like, it's a massive head. It's like a size 8 head.
They say you blocking the whole back of the headboard.
I'm blocking the whole damn room. Let us one thing before we hit a couple of calls here, Bart. Jameis Winston, on this bye week is going to be on Fox NFL Sunday this week. And Russell Wilson is going to be on the NFL Today.
Hold on, Rich. You say Sherm?
What do you mean Sherm?
Oh. No, who's going to be on there with Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson is going to be on the NFL Today.
Oh, wow.
And then Jameis Winston is going to be on NFL on Fox.
Well, I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Jameis Winston.
Now, here's the thing. Like, they're both Giants quarterbacks.
Right.
We're already moving on to the next thing.
Listen, I think it would be a line around the corner for Jameis whenever he decides to.
I would think so.
I don't know if it's the same line is for Russell Wilson, but I think Russell may be there a lot sooner than Jameis, because Jameis having too much fun being a mentor, having too much fun being a backup quarterback, especially in the greatest city in the world. So it's going to be interesting, though. Did
you see Jameis on social media did they have different kind of trends on social media, obviously.
Yeah. Every day is something different.
Right, and there's going to be there's one now that has it starts with, in your 20s, something will come on, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you do that, right? And it's basically reflecting about something in your life that happened that changed your life at that point that you had to make a decision about. And Jameis is standing on the platform of a New York City subway, and it says, in your 20s, you will be tempted to go into a Publix to get some crab legs. It's important that you walk past that Publix.
Don't enter. Go to Whole Foods. They ain't got crab legs.
See, I give Jameis credit. He's got a tremendous,
self-deprecating personality.
Self-deprecating humor to him, yeah.
He doesn't take himself too seriously, man. He's a guy that just has great energy, man.
Let's hit some calls here at 800-919-3776. Brian in Manhattan is up first on ESPN New York with Bart and Carlin. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Well, just another Friday in New York City. Chris, I was, before Bart came on board, you were sort of doing the Jackson Dart, pretty depressing take, in my opinion.
Well, it wasn't depressing. It was just realistic.
It was depressing. You were essentially saying that Dart, doesn't know any better, will never know any better, and that coaches now will, in fact, not come to New York because they feel like he will not learn from his mistakes and therefore won't be available, and therefore the job isn't as good. Well,
I think that there's Bart. This was the point. With the way Dart is acting right now, and with some cuts that I heard from Mike McCarthy on the Pat McAfee show, I think there's a chance that, like, if Dart got hurt again this year by taking a hit, and because as stubborn as he has been, it actually could make the Giants a less attractive job this offseason than it is right now. Like, if they think it's a great job right now because they have Dart lined up, that it could actually, well, you know what? Maybe it's not that attractive if this guy is not the brightest bulb in the tree when it comes to not getting hit.
Well, coaches have big egos, and their egos is, I can train, I can change them. So
how has that worked out for every guy and every woman who ever said that going into a relationship? I can change her. I can change him. No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, that is true. I wonder if people look at the New York job like people look at the LSU job. Even if you got a good job or a solid job, do you want to be able to have this job? Like, because that's kind of what Joe Shane was trying to say, how great this job is, just simply before you even consider what you're walking into. They're talking about how great the job is just simply because you're in New York and you're with a flagship organization. But sometimes, like, athletes are the last person to realize that they can't play anymore. Sometimes I think some of these organizations realize that it's a whole generation that don't remember 2012. It's a whole generation that don't know who LT is. It's a whole generation that, in a minute, we'll be a whole generation removed maybe 5 to 10 years from now where they don't remember Eli Manning. And all they know is what the Giants have been. Right? And not what they are, or what they are, not what they've been.
I want to get more of your take on this here in a minute at 800-919-3776. Also in the chat over at YouTube, but more about what Bart has to say. It is Bart and Carlin. I noticed you got the hat on today.
It's cold as hell. I still ain't thawed out yet. Hot tea.
You got a little Mike Tomlin to you today.
Got a little Mike T.
Look at a little Mike T today.
Listen. We're talking about Week 14, 6-6 Baltimore Ravens versus the 6-6 Pittsburgh Steelers, and the loser's coach could be on the market.
And the loser is a half game out of first place.
Hey, you know what we said? We call that. You go from sugar to it. You know what I'm saying?
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. I do.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Am I wrong to feel like the Knicks are in really great shape and they shouldn't do anything desperate? They've got a really good basketball team that can go pretty far this year as is. And then in the offseason, you address Giannis. I think he's going to be here. Just be patient.
I don't think it should be something people talk about in the NBA until he comes back and proves he's healthy.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt, pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers competing on one of the sport's most storied stages. Don't just watch greatness, experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds. Starting at $25 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more, all on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum, don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
There are a lot of mitigating circumstances that make it more interesting. I don't think mitigating is the right word. Good chance I didn't use the right word there. Never mind. There are a lot of interesting circumstances that make it possible that somehow Jackson Dart could make the Giants' job less attractive with his stubbornness. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, as well as on the app. You can watch the show there. I am live from an undisclosed hotel location in New Orleans, and Bart is, of course, at the studio following his appearance on Get Up this morning. But, I mean, am I wrong to say that the panels on Get Up are getting bigger each and every week? Where I looked up today on television, and there were like 7 of you, and then let's go to a special location for Fortenbaugh.
Right there, 5 feet away in the corner.
Yes, exactly. Am I wrong about that? Like 10 people I got to hear from?
Well, this is what happens when it's season. You know, they've been hiring a lot of guys, and you got to get them in. Got to get them days in. And Dan was in town for something. I thought Dan was there because
Dan, we get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I thought
enough, Dan. We get it.
Yeah, I thought Dan was there because he was going to be on First Take, but I look at First Take and I don't see him. I said, "Well, why'd you come in?"
Was RC on this morning?
No, RC's just strictly First Take today.
He's on First Take today. He's got the RC logo on his yellow suit.
Oh, if you don't know his name, he'll tell you. Just read my badge.
Yeah, but like Dan, we get it. You're everywhere. You know. I appreciate the fact that he grinds and he works hard. But like, I'm in a meeting yesterday here at Tulane, and I guess one of the first games that he did might have been here, and they were talking about, Dan came in and was asking about all these formations and all these kinds of things, and then he wanted to go into the film room. Like they couldn't get him out of the building.
Right.
Like, okay, we get it.
Give me stuff to talk about so I can show you with the X and O's and follow the light. Follow the light.
I'll tell you what. Has anybody worked harder to turn this into an incredible career than Dan? It's not easy to walk out of being a professional athlete, but not a high-level one.
Yeah.
And become
Make a name for
this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Herb Street did it, I guess.
He's basically Sean Salisbury.
Minus the penis pictures. Yeah. That's unfortunate that I had to point that out, but it's accurate.
Actually, Sean Salisbury had a okay career. He started some games and won some games. But he used to talk cash, money stuff, bro.
Really?
Like, at least Dan is still respectful.
Did you play against Sean Salisbury?
I just remember watching. No, he was talking about games when I was playing. He was like the guy.
Okay.
We like, who the hell is this guy talking mad?
Oh,
crap?
when you're saying he's talking trash,
Yeah.
that he was doing it on TV.
Yeah, we like, who the hell is this? Who's this Sean Salisbury? Who did he play for?
Yeah.
Didn't he play for Minnesota?
He did.
Okay.
I think he played for Minnesota, and he played for the Chargers, I believe. And then he came to ESPN, and he became a star, and then he sent away a few pictures of his junk that he shouldn't do. And, that'll catch up with you. That's probably not the best thing to do.
What's up with these quarterbacks, man, showing they meat? First, you got Brett Favre. If I'm going to send you a picture of my meat, it ain't going to be, never mind.
Yeah. I guess here's what I would have to say. Like,
at least send it at attention.
If you're a quarterback, do you really need to send any photographic evidence of anything?
Right.
Like you're a quarterback, bro.
Man,
it should be you're already attractive immediately. It is the fat man's version of having a ton of money.
Yeah,
like all of a sudden I got a shot.
Oh, look, he's so sexy. What? Biggie Smalls? Nah. Ugh.
Hey, talented, guys like me have to be funny. You try to be funny. Sometimes I try too hard, and that's how it worked out.
But that's a shot. But that's a shot you got to take. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You the quarterback, man. Why you out here thirsty? All the guys at NFL Network like, Marshall, you're a Hall of Famer. Did you really really?
Did we need to do that? Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Exactly. You understand. Now you understand Heath, right? You understand Heath. I get it. Fullback, meathead. Yeah.
Heath Evans did that?
Yeah. He was all.
Okay.
They were all. It was all.
That's
the
the
girl.
NFL Network thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ike Taylor, Marshall Faulk. She got 3 of them, 4 of them out of there.
Well, listen, if you're doing the wrong things, you're going to get burned on it. Anyway, let's move on. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Listen, I do want to talk about this a little bit more. So this was my thought to start the show because Tommy, let's bring back the comments from Mike McCarthy. Because the first part of it, Bart, is I'm coming around on the whole McCarthy thing. Because I think we're not showing him enough respect. And frankly, I do think a lot of it is a little bit of what we talked about the other day. It's presentation. Yeah. When you look like me, you better be extra special. And Mike McCarthy has had a good run.
Or he has to be really funny.
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm talking about getting ahead.
Like Rex. You know what I'm saying? Rex was funny, entertaining.
Yeah.
So he looked past the belly.
Yeah, but you also... But Rex had the pedigree as a great coach, you know. Certainly, if you look at the history of Mike McCarthy, there is the pedigree. I'm just going to remind you of what the numbers say, all right? We're going to compare three guys, McCarthy, Tomlin, John Harbaugh. McCarthy, 174, 112, winning percentage of .608. In the playoffs, he's 11-11. He's won a Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin, 189 and 113, a winning percentage of .625, so better, but 8-11 in the playoffs. He has won a Super Bowl, and he's been to a second. And then John Harbaugh, 178 and 110, .618 winning percentage, 13-11 in the playoffs, and he has won a Super Bowl. If we're being truthful, these are all the same guy.
Basically.
Two of them just physically look better.
Yeah, and
present themselves better and tougher than McCarthy does.
And here's the beauty of it. It's only one coach that you can trust to personally develop your quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So this is why Mike McCarthy has an advantage. Because he can personally.
And this is the point I went to earlier. It's not like Tomlin developed Big Ben. He didn't. And it's not like
it was
Harbaugh developed Lamar.
Roman.
That was
Greg Roman.
Exactly.
And, what's the fat quarterback? Well, not fat. He wasn't fat when he played, but he's fat now.
Ty Huntley?
No. It's the quarterback coach.
Oh, quarterback coach.
Yeah, he's a black guy. Looked like Joe Dumars. Little fat.
Bieniemy?
No. Quarterback. He's former quarterback.
Exactly.
Okay, you keep talking, and I'll get him for you.
Keep fat quarterback short.
He was a deep.
Was with the Ravens.
He was a no. He's there now.
No, he wasn't with the Ravens. I'm talking about who's developing Lamar. You give me no chance to guess here.
Oh man, I think he played for Tennessee. The Vols, T. Martin or somebody like that.
T. Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
T. Martin won a national Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I know T. Martin immediately? When you start throwing this out and you're talking about guys who developed Lamar Jackson, and he's fat now. Like, I know that T. Martin is fat. Come on.
He looks like Joe Dumars right now.
Again, Detroit reference not helping me. I don't know. I mean, I know what Joe Dumars looks like, but
Joe Dumars has put about 50 on. He ate three small people.
Yes, he is.
He's still my guy, though.
I always feel a certain way about those guys because, all right, you were an athlete and you became one of me. It's like the line from Bane. Oh, you feel comfortable in the dark.
Oh, fatness is your ally. You think fatness is your ally. I was born fat. You merely adopted the fatness. You merely started eating after your professional career.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. Anyway, point being,
out of breath. I want to be like Mike Bibby when I Mike Bibby is the one you want to look like. He look like he's straight doing a cycle. He working out with David Boston.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, point being about McCarthy, he does have that over the other two. But as much as I hear all the good things, listen to McCarthy talk about how, with reverence, so to speak, about Jackson Dart. This is from the Pat McAfee Show.
I love the way he plays because I think when I evaluate quarterbacks, you look at the in-the-pocket ability versus the out-of-pocket. And what he does naturally, you can't teach. I mean, his ability to make plays with his feet, whether it's stepping up in the A or B gap and coming out off the movement stuff. So, I mean, just the fact that they run him on so many design quarterback runs tells you what the coaching staff thinks of him. So those are all benefits, but it's the in-the-pocket stuff is always the last thing that is, I always felt the drop-back phase is always the real challenge for the guys in the National Football League. So the fact that he is so productive out of the pocket naturally, he just has to be smarter because the real challenge is, beating teams from in the pocket. This is a 2-minute league. I mean, you look at the games, especially you get the playoffs. 98% of these games come down to the last series of the game. So that quarterback has to, he has to win from the pocket to start off with. This young man has an extremely bright future. I mean, I think every quarterback coach in the United States would love to coach this guy, just the way he plays. But he's got to be conscious of his availability.
Okay, no, but here
that sounds like he's
all the good things, but he says the thing at the end, right? And then he expands on it. Play the other part, Tom.
Oh, I think it's part of his responsibility. I think just like everything, we always talk about, the two most important abilities are accountability and availability is number one. You got to be available to your team, and it's decision-making. So if you can improve your decision-making, that's going to improve your availability, then it's part of his job description. The most important stat for young quarterbacks, you have to be, how many games is he going to, consecutive games could he play? Because you only improve playing every Sunday. You have to line up and play. So I think it's clearly, it's all part of his role, his job responsibility, and it's something that he has to be more aware of.
Yeah, I think he sounds encouraged. I mean, and this is time for Mike McCarthy to start making public statements because he wants to get in the coaching cycle. But also, when you look at it, I don't understand why the Giants haven't brought him in yet to kind of talk and see what he wants. I don't know if they want to wait till it's like 2 games left or something like that. But, man, at this point, Kafka, listen, we'll give you your interview, but we're going to start – reaching out and talking to candidates that's available now to engage their interests and see what their vision is. And this gives us time to give them the proper attention so then we can do a proper search. Why aren't you talking to him right now? Why aren't you bringing him in?
I mean, they may have talked to him already. We don't, it's not a formal interview. I think they probably do that whole, well, it's not a formal thing, but I think they probably do that whole formal interview thing all together at once. And also keep in mind, we don't know what's going on with the whole John Mara health situation and how Joe Shane is running that thing and all of that. But I would say this. Yes, he sounds encouraged about Dart, but I pose you this question. When we hear Dart sound as defiant as he is about being someone who's going to continue to play the way he plays, Bart, let's just, again, I don't want to speak this into existence.
Yeah.
But what if he takes another shot and he gets knocked out, or he gets a concussion, or he misses another game or two? Doesn't that start to show people, maybe this dude just isn't going to change?
I think people are always going to give him at least till he gets to year 2 or year 3. Oh, he's young, type of excuse. And I think
But by that time, it might be too late.
Yeah, but when you think about McCarthy, Dak used to be a lot more reckless and running a lot. Remember, he used to run a lot and do that a lot when he was playing, right, early on. And Dak has become more of a pocket quarterback, a lot more reluctant to run because of those injuries that he sustained. And I think McCarthy was a part of that, making him more conscious about how important it is for him to live to fight another down.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I get that. I just think that this has got to get through at some point.
Yeah, but
and it's clearly not getting through.
But if you're the coach,
and I don't know why that is.
But if you're the coach and you're a potential coach, you're going to say, "Man, I can get it out of him."
Yeah, I know, but then you've just got 2 guys who are hard-headed going after one another, right? And I'm not saying not to take the job because of it.
Yeah, he can be influenced.
But I'd be like, put it this way: for somebody that's only done it for 6-7 games now, I can't bank on you definitively being the guy. And if I see early signs of you not wanting to be open to change as to what you're doing, that's a red flag.
That's true, but I think he can get through to him.
Okay, 800-919-3776. Let's hit Brian in Jersey City. We will do that in just a moment. First up, though, Bart is going to tell us about his good friends over at Samwell, who I could use this morning, by the way. Man, I do not know about you. I never sleep well in the hotel bed. And when I got to this particular hotel bed, I like a certain level of firmness to it. This was
3 Little Bears. This one's too soft. This one's too hard. This one's just right.
Yeah, there wasn't a just right last night, and it wasn't too soft. It was basically 4 steel rods underneath 4 blankets.
I think you're revealing where you're at. Welcome to the Motel 8.
No, it wasn't a Motel 8. Put it this way, it's a nicer place, but it's one that you would expect a little bit more from the bed from.
It could be discrimination, you know what I'm saying? Some mattresses got a weight limit.
Yeah, they're rabid anti-fatites here.
You're sitting there like Princess in a Pea. Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out here enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, or sciatica, joint pain, even getting off the couch could feel like a challenge, even if it's Carlin's couch. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Samwell Pain comes in. He's one of Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery. No pain medication, just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that gets real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. He'll build a custom game plan that is right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted, so don't let pain slow you down and keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SamwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Let us hit the calls with our good friend Brian in New Jersey, in Jersey City, who I've never met in my life. Brian, how are you, buddy?
How y'all doing? Good morning, both of you. I just want to talk about the coaching search, the Giants, because I keep hearing McCarthy, Shula, Kubiak, but I'm wondering why I never heard Robert Saleh mentioned, because we should be seeing what he's doing with that 49ers defense. They're bruised. They're bad. They got practice squad players out there, and look at our defense. Like Bart said, I think this week, second paid defense in the league, second highest paid. And I don't think it'll be a problem with Dart as our quarterback, because I think Jordan Ronham had on the Giants Nation show with Bobby Skinner, he had an interview with Gruden, and every offensive coach talks about Dart, high praise. So I don't think it'll be a problem bringing in offensive-minded OC in for this job. But I think Robert Saleh should have a decent look.
Does Saleh get to come back and he brings LaFleur, baby LaFleur with him? Bring him back? Run it back, say, see, I tried to tell you this was the guy for the job. Look what he's doing out there with the Rams. No bueno. Robert Saleh's already been in his market. I don't know if he's signing up for all the criticism and ridicule that he dealt with here.
First of all, that's number one. And it's not just that he's going to do it. The Giants are never going to hire a jet coach that failed. That's not going to happen. Number two, can we really credit Mike LaFleur with everything that's going on with the Rams? Doesn't that always kind of revert back to Sean McVay?
They said that about Kevin O'Connell, too.
Yeah, I understand.
They said that about Mike. They said that about Mike McDaniels.
Let me put it this way: I've heard from people who were in and around the Rams. Not the biggest genius on the planet. Okay.
They said that about Sean McVay, though, too. Remember, he was the utter study of Shanahan. That's why he always puts belt to ass a lot of times when they play each other.
Yes, he was. Now, look, Saleh's not coming back to coach.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think of some of these job openings. I can't see Saleh in Atlanta either, because they dealt with the Ulbrich experience.
Right. What about Tennessee?
It seems like he fits in Tennessee, Xerxes, but he may have a quarterback, may not have a quarterback. I don't know where Robert Saleh fits, but people like him. And people think that, he's a good coach.
He's likable, but
and people think he got shafted by Rodgers.
Listen.
Think that Rodgers got him fired.
I just don't know that Saleh's going to be a head coach in this cycle. I think it's going to take another year.
He's got a lot of steam. Usually, if you're going to be a head coach again, it usually happens fast. It usually happens fast.
I get it.
I'm trying to think of
let's hit. Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to figure out what other potential could the Las Vegas Raiders be one and done with Pete Carroll. It went bad early.
Okay, so here's something that Robert Saleh apparently just told Josina Anderson about whether or not he wants to be a head coach again. Quote, "We all want to get to the top of our profession, but honestly, I'm just in this space right now where I'm solely focused on trying to do my best for the guys here. It's not a secret. We all want to be at the top of our profession and show that we can achieve greatness at the top of our profession. But I say with great humility, my focus is here and just trying to get to the playoffs, blah, 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 blah." Read between the lines in there. There's a little chip on his shoulder to get back and be a head coach.
Of course. Remember, he was interviewed by Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was a place that he may go. I can see him if McDaniels gets fired. I can see him back in Miami. We don't know. Miami, we got Tennessee. We could have Atlanta. We have the Giants. Out of all those, I would still be trying to get to the Giants.
Let's hit David and Elizabeth up next on ESPN New York. David, what's going on, bud?
What's going on, Chef? What's going on, Bart? Hey,
what up?
Hey, Bart. Yesterday, man, I was in lockstep with you, man. I don't believe Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time, and he definitely got ether. So we was on the same thing. I just didn't want to, burst Todd's bubble.
Yeah. He young. He don't know nothing.
Yeah, listen, Ty never saw Vanilla Ice, so he doesn't know about the greatest rapper of all time.
You know what I'm saying? He never heard no Cool G rap. You know what I'm saying? Fast Life. He don't know nothing
Ty
about
ever heard
that.
Stop, Collaborate, and Listen? Come on.
He ain't even heard Grand Pooper.
He sure hasn't, man. Let's get into it, gentlemen. So, okay, this is what I want to say about the Jets. I hope that we play productive and, give these guys a good run for their money. Possibly we can win, but, it's rivalry week, man. I just want us to be productive, and if we are going to lose, let's lose competitively. The one thing that I'm really focused on that, we're hearing from Jake, we're hearing from, Mel Kiper and everybody else is the draft. And how are we going to move?
Well, we get to see Mendoza. We get to see Mendoza this week. To your point, Dave, we get to see Mendoza against Ohio State.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That should be real good. We'll see what it's like with him under pressure going against a good ball club. But the point that we're making real quick with the whole draft thing is that we don't want to use so much with equity to get this quarterback right away. What if there's a way that we could still get good pieces that it could be productive right now and not, use that to get a Mendoza or whoever they feel should be him at the quarterback position.
Somebody.
So, that's all the whole dilemma right there. Appreciate it, fellas.
Somebody should fall to him. If it's not him, then Ty Simpson. If it's not Ty Simpson, then the kid from Oregon gets to fall down to you. So it's like
I'll tell you two things that I'm hearing. Okay, on Oregon, I don't think he's leaving.
Nike was like, hell no.
I think it's already a done deal that he's coming back next year with them.
Well, that's good because we're ready in 2027, baby.
Well,
we'll pick between Arch and we'll pick between him.
And this is the other thing I heard, but I heard it on DNR this morning from Rich Cimini. I want to play this for you real quick about the Jets potentially drafting a quarterback in 2026. Hit it, Tom.
I'm not as sold on that as I was a couple of weeks ago. I think they're open to waiting to 27. There's so many variables. We don't even know if, Dante Moore or Ty Simpson will declare for this year's draft. You hear mixed things on that. It could be a one-quarterback draft, in which case, look, we know the Jets they're definitely not going to be picking first, probably not going to be in the top 3 or 4. Are they going to trade and make the trade that Carolina made a couple of years ago, go from 8 to 1 to get Bryce Young? They gave up how many number ones? And DJ Moore and picks. Are the Jets going to give up that to move up for Fernando Mendoza? I'd be skeptical of that. So I do think the 27 thing is definitely in the conversation now in terms of when they go for the quarterback.
The Jets have the luxury here of waiting this out, Bart. That's what's beautiful, and that's something that they rarely have.
And people with all the picks that they had, the first round and second round picks, they got guys that are going to be talented football players that's going to fall right in their laps. So they can just worry about, let's make the best football team we can do. Let's fill as many holes as we can through the draft, because that's cheap equity, that's cheap players. And then, when we have an opportunity to pounce, we pounce.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Hit us up over there with your comments, and we will get them involved on the show. And let's not limit them to the size of my head on the camera. I understand I'm close to the camera, and it's a giant head. We get it. In moments, Bart, we will go sideline to sideline. I'm very much looking forward to that. But first, I want to remind you about the ESPN New York holiday party. It is back. Both the Michael Kay Show and Don Hahn and Rosenberg are bringing the holiday cheer at your mother's house, Garden City Park, Long Island, next Friday, 1 week from today, December 12th. We're once again collecting unwrapped toy donations this year to benefit the Garden of Dreams Foundation. It all kicks off at 1 p.m. Friday, December 12th at your mother's house. It's brought to you by Amazon Pickup, Security Dodge, and Spiked Aid, made for big city social stamina. Next Friday, December the 12th, at your mother's house, Garden City Park in Long Island. Sideline to sideline next. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Alan Hahn here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. They remodeled a bath in my house, converting a tub into a shower. The result, amazing. Bathfitter offers custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, durable with no demo, no mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Take advantage of their biggest sale of the year. Save up to $800 on a complete Bathfitter system. See their website or call for details and start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Iced tea, baby. You ask,
no,
and time
iced
delivers.
tea.
It's Vanilla Ice.
That's Vanilla Ice. That's the real talent.
Yeah, man. Suge Knight
And
held his ass
plus,
out,
the best
out
part
the
is
balcony.
now, if you need to rebuild your patio, he'll take care of it.
Yo, he's awesome with that. I haven't seen
You
his
see
reality
that
show in a long
Is
time.
that
He
show
flipped-
still on? I don't even know if that show's still on.
Flipping houses.
Yeah. Like he was doing that for a while, that the home improvement show, and dude knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he did. He had some great ideas, too, man.
It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, where you can watch the show, or you could choose to listen to it, of course, on 880 or over on ESPN New York's app. But right now, we turn it over to Tom Bauer for some sideline to sideline.
It's going to happen.
This is Sideline to Sideline. Go with Bart and Carlin.
Gentlemen, there was a football game last night, and there is actually a lot to get into about this game. So I'm going to start here. The Detroit Lions, victors over the Dallas Cowboys 44-30. Nice shootout on Thursday night. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he toughed out an injury in the Lions' W. Jahmyr Gibbs tied Barry Sanders' record for the most touchdowns in a player's career during their first 3 seasons. That's sure to be broken next week, probably. Starting here, Cowboys now 10th in the NFC at this point. They're not in control of their own destiny in terms of making the playoffs. They've got a 6-6-1 record. Meanwhile, the Lions got a much-needed win. They improved their record to 8-5. However, they are only in 8th in the NFC and 3rd in the NFC North. They are still on the outside looking in.
I don't know about you. Can we start here? The CD Lamb moment had some Tua vibes to it, unfortunately.
And he hit that head, yeah.
Yeah, and he had the fencing with the hands.
Yeah.
That was really concerning to see. And so I'm wondering, what that's going to look like. I can't imagine he's going to be available soon.
Well, the good thing is they play the Minnesota Vikings next, and their quarterback, they put up 3 points in the last 2 weeks. So I think they're good there. They have enough talent. The real issue and the real thing that came out of that was George Pickens and, Richard Sherman kind of going nuclear on him and talking about how his effort on certain plays was. That's something that he's, had to battle with before at the beginning of the season and last year for sure. Coming off not running his routes full speed and then the ball coming to you and you're not ready, prepared to catch the ball. So
here's where this isn't going to go well, and tell me if you agree. We have obviously seen the Cowboys handle contracts a certain way over the years. This does not feel like this is going to be one where they lock it in and automatically are going to hand him all that money when they've already paid it to CD Lamb and they've already, Dak's making what he's making.
Why they paid Bland that, I have no idea. Because their corners
it's
were
like
getting
they
exposed.
just made it look good,
Yeah. They paid Bland and used some of that. They still got to worry about it in a year or so paying Quinnen Williams, but
and they paid somebody right after they traded
Bland.
Parsons.
Yeah, Bland.
Was it Deron Bland or was
Deron
it anybody
Bland.
else? I
It
thought
was
somebody
Bland
else too.
because Diggs was already paid, so they paid Bland $90 million.
Right. You're right.
So they got to try and get rid of Diggs. Diggs has been a bust ever since he got paid maybe 3 years ago, had the knee injury. So they got to clean some stuff up. But from what I'm hearing, they're not going to let Pickens walk away for nothing. They're probably going to franchise
they'll
tag
franchise him.
They'll franchise tag him and go from there.
But you know how this is going to go. He's going to get pissy about it, and it's going to get more publicly contentious because it's what the Cowboys do.
Well, he has nobody to blame but himself, and the thing is, under Dak, he's going to be able to get the opportunities to have the big plays and the big yardage. But he has to recognize that he's been cut from one team. He's been criticized for his current team, but his current team is his best chance in being able to put up the numbers that warrant him getting paid that type of money. But he has to take responsibility for, if nationally the conversation is that you played non-inspired and that, at times you take plays off, it's going to be hard for you to get that $30, $40 million that you think you're entitled to.
Quite difficult. And that's what I do not understand is how they're going to get that. How he's going to get that. And you got to be smarter about how you're handling yourself.
But we know somebody's going to say, hey, I can get it out of him. Just put him in our building, our culture. We'll get him. Wrong.
So just for the record, going back on the CD Lamb of it all, he did go down with a concussion. No new updates on that. Also, it was revealed that Brian Branch, line safety, suffered a torn Achilles in the fourth quarter of last night's game, so that's going to be a huge blow for them.
Yeah, that's their most important defensive player, not named Aiden Hutchinson. All that he does is the ability to play slot, nickel, corner, and also being physical at the top of the thing. I think Kirby's already hurt, so you talk about the Lions, it always comes down to their injuries when they get to the postseason. Last year, they had this defense was beat up more than anybody in the league, and now it seems like history is repeating itself. And this is a window that could be closing for them as well. They're already third. The good thing is the Green Bay Packers and the Bears play each other, so somebody has to lose, so it'll bring them closer to somebody.
All right, Tommy.
All right, so now taking a look at some quarterback updates for Sunday. I had two initially, but I now have a third, and this one comes from Rich Cimini. Backup quarterback for the Jets, Justin Fields, he reported knee soreness on Wednesday. He is out for Sunday per Aaron Glenn. Brady Cook is the QB2.
How convenient. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about.
He's not available to run the package plays.
Yeah, but if he would have been healthy or he would have been a starter, he would have been able to play. But all of a sudden, you're going to report that your knee hurt. You just had a week off.
Well, that's okay. It gives plenty of time for Brady to cook something up. See what I did there? I hope so.
I like that. It's like the Uber Eats commercials. Like you keep telling me that football's trying to sell food, so they got a guy named CD Lamb.
Yeah, I didn't think that was
or a quarterback named Baker.
I'm still focused on Tom's joke. It was like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
I mean, I don't know if Brady. It's not you. It's just is Brady Cook worthy of even that yet?
I'm trying something here.
Okay, go ahead.
At any rate,
right. I don't want to stifle your creativity.
Thank you. Now for some actual starting quarterbacks updates. The Commanders have upgraded Jaden Daniels to a full participant. That was at yesterday's practice. He's trending in the right direction to start Sunday at Minnesota. And speaking of Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy cleared concussion protocol yesterday. That is his final step in returning to the starting lineup in time for Sunday's game against the Commanders, per Adam Schefter.
So what do you think this looks like with McCarthy here, Bart, the rest of this season? Will they punt on him if he continues to look, frankly, like not the guy?
Bro,
or will they have to ride that out further?
It's crazy. I would tell Mac Jones that, hey, we're going to sign you to a 1-year prove-it deal, and you have a legitimate chance to come here and compete for the starting spot.
I could be the Jets, and I could say to Mac Jones, you're going to be the starter.
Yeah, but you're going to use a first-round draft pick because you got too many of them high. It may not be this year, but it's next year. If you go there and beat out there, you see how it propelled Daniel Jones. You see how it propelled Sam Darnold.
Now, I could certainly if I'm arguing what the talent level is, there's not an argument. You have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to throw to.
And Hawkinson and an offensive-minded coach.
Yes, that's a fair point. I'll shut up now. Next.
All right, so now I'm looking ahead to Monday. Jalen Carter, he's going to be out for Monday's game versus the Chargers. He underwent a procedure this past Monday on both of his shoulders. He is undergoing treatment on both shoulders, considered week to week to return per Adam Schefter.
Damn, I knew Tyler Booker was kicking his ass. I didn't know he was doing it like that.
So that's why?
Yeah, and threw his rotator.
Why they got run over because his shoulders were bad?
And knocked his rotator cuffs out. That's how bad he was kicking Jalen Carter's ass. He pancaked him about 3 times, too.
Well, the good news... I was going to say, the good news...
He looked bad. Tom, what's the good news?
I'm interrupting you because you made fun of my joke, so it's a little payback there. Good news for the Eagles, though, is that, as we mentioned, the Cowboys, they're not looking so hot to make the postseason, so they can probably afford to have Jalen Carter sit a few weeks if they really wanted to. All right.
The Eagles now, Bart, it's just by default. They're going to end up walking away with this.
Yeah, but, they still got some tough games. It'll be interesting to see how they finish and how this offense look. Do they just win defensively or can they win offensively as well? Can they put the ball in the air? Can Saquon look like any reminiscence of itself from last year?
All right, Tommy, next.
So speaking of the Eagles, this isn't necessarily news with them yet, but Darius Slay, he's informed the Bills that he's contemplating retirement. He's not going to report to them after being claimed off the waivers. Keep in mind he was cut by the Steelers on Tuesday. Buffalo does have his rights for now. However, the rumor here is that he's going to try and wait things out to try and rejoin the Eagles, which, in my opinion, is a little bit of a manipulation of the system.
Bro, I owe your rights. It ain't nothing you can do. And they cut you for a reason. You know what I mean? So what are we talking about? Hoping that somebody else gets hurt or somebody else comes off? You can't do that. If I'm the Bills, why would I ever relinquish your rights? You're going to have to give me something. And you can't make trades during the year because trade deadline's over with. So the only way he can choose his team if nobody claimed him, if he gets released by the Bills and lets the Eagles pick him up. Why would I do that?
It's the offenses that are calling you big play Slay now. In other words, they're lighting you up.
Oh, I like how you did that.
Oh, thank you.
You reversed.
See, Tom, that's how you execute a joke.
You took the Uno and you put a reverse card down.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what? That was a lot better than mine. I'll give you that. All right, one more for you guys. The NFL and the NFLPA, they've agreed to a new model for selecting playing surfaces in stadium, one that will require teams to choose from an approved set of manufacturers and styles for both natural and synthetic fields. So in other words, both parties will have a say in what's going to happen between grass and turf surfaces.
Well, that's obviously a big concern at MetLife because turf has been just ridiculed and for good reason with all the injuries it has caused over the years.
Yeah.
All right, Dynamite drop.
No. I mean, you think about turf, grass. It's just amazing that they're going to put it out there for the soccer team and move it all up. But for your players, I mean, not even as a opposing player, man. I'm like, man, I'm not playing on this crap. They got to remember how everybody used to complain about the Philadelphia turf and the league kind of made them to change it. They need to start writing in letters that, hey, man, my guys just don't feel safe and comfortable on this field. Something needs to be done, whether it's a different type of turf or if it's grass.
And I don't blame them. It's silly to continue to play on this when these injuries to marquee players keep happening. It's dumb. And
there's Jets, Giants alike, and it's also the visiting players.
It can't always be the lowest bidder. Nick
Bosa took the L. Sterling Shepard took the L. Aaron Rodgers took the L. You should want to put some grass on there. Maybe your players last longer.
Okay. You know what it's time for? The frenzy of football.
Oh, man, this is so great.
That means, thanks, way to sell it. This
so original.
Let's get going. It's our original segment. It has not been taken from anywhere else. In fact, one would argue the morning show has taken it from us by, changing the name to the Football Frenzy. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. One comment, one question, any NFL topic you want right now. 800-919-3776. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup.
The temperature is rising.
30 teams started. But only 8 have advanced to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry, relentless, ruthless.
Are you kidding me?
They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. Who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup knockout rounds begin Tuesday on Prime.
Ice, ice, baby. Stop. Drop everything and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. And listen, Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something. Grab a hold of me tightly. Hey.
Why can't you
Will it
let
ever stop?
the people who are the geniuses at this do their work and not chew on the scenery and not make it about you?
I don't know, man. That just make you sing. That make you spit it. Everybody remember, like, where you were at where Ice Baby came out.
Yes, I was drunk at Muhlenberg College.
You was raising a roof before it was a roof.
Exactly. No, I was visiting a friend at Muhlenberg College the first time I heard that song.
A friend.
That's how old I am.
Sure, a friend. Yeah, Carlin.
It was my buddy.
You went there hunting.
No, it was my buddy Jack. And if I went hunting, it was a fruitless expedition.
Did y'all used to? We used to have like I don't know why it's like 25-cent wings and like free beer all night. Like it was this place called Pinch Pennies where I was in Southern Illinois. I didn't drink beer. I've never drank beer before, but man, they used to go party hard. 25-cent wings and beer all night. Oh, we used to have this thing.
They had a 25-cent wing and 25-cent beer night. Now the cup for the beer was basically a Dixie cup.
It don't matter.
Still,
$4 for $1, baby. $4 for $1. I come in there with my. I'd have came in there with my. Well, if I drink, I'd have came there with my big gulp. Like here's $4. Here's $4. Here's
$5.
Here's $2.
Give me 100 beers.
Beers for everybody. I would have paid with change out of my Crown Royal bag. See, Tom don't know nothing about that.
All right, let's do it. The frenzy of football.
Did you hear the new segment on Bart and Carlin on Friday?
They have the football frenzy.
They have the football frenzy. We have the frenzy of football.
Yes. They're saying the segment's so good, we want a piece of it.
Yes. It's the same.
They got the golden arches. Mine is the golden arcs.
But different.
They use a sesame seed bun. My buns have no seed.
I think it's awful that Dave and Rick would rip us off.
How dare
awful.
They? Come on, man. We should press charges.
Let's get to it. One question, one comment. We motor through as many as we can. Gilberto the Trucker is up first on ESPN New York. Gilberto.
Brothers, what's up? Carlin, what's up, big guy? Great job, man. Love the way you handled that narration of the Giants coach and the selection. My pick is still McCarthy or Gruden, but we'll see what happens. This question is for Bart. BB, what's up, baby?
What do you do, baby?
Yo, check this out, Bart. When does the negligence fall on the NFL as far as a lawsuit for a potential injury to a prospective player? You notice I'm using big words for Carlin.
Yeah, no doubt.
And when does the negligence fall on them? There's so much proof, that turf is toxic. It has the double bones with the skull once you get into the field. Don LaGreca spoke about a field in the Giants stadium that he will go on the field. It was disgusting. I mean, they would paint the field with green paint. Like, when does the negligence stop at the NFL where they could be liable for a lawsuit from not only one player but many players because all this could have been avoided?
Well, here's the problem. That turf has been replaced. And they actually went with a company of a former alumni of one of the organizations, and it is supposed to be a brand turf. But it just so happens, man, maybe they need to bring Kyrie back with the rose course, and you need to sage the field because they have switched it out. Now the difference is, do you go synthetic or do you go regular natural grass? And the problem is they have so many events that they'll never do that. They're only doing that for the soccer tournament because the soccer team is allowing them to do it. The problem is you spent $2 billion for a stadium that didn't have any vision for what football would be and the possibilities of what you can do. Because a lot of these places, like it was a game just played, I believe, in Europe, and they dropped the floor below the ground and it comes over under ultraviolet lights and it grows underneath, and then when they need it, they pull it to the top. You spent $2 billion and you don't have that type of technology. When you talk about Houston, their field goes out in the sun and then comes back in when they draw it in. Same thing in Arizona. So I think when they built this, they didn't think about, being able to have flexibility with the turf and the surfaces So now they kind of paint themselves into a corner because MetLife makes so much more money in concerts and events than they do actually probably as much as they do with the football season because it's more games throughout the year, more things happening in that stadium off the NFL schedule than happens during the NFL schedule.
Ryan at Sleepy Hollow is up next on the Frenzy of Football. Ryan, what's up, brother?
Hey, Carlin, this one's for you. Is this a deep wide receiver draft?
Oh,
I'm thinking like the Colts pick for the Jets. Is there any good wide receivers out there? Thank you.
There are a few for sure. The one that right now is at the top of the list is Jordan Tyson, who is at Arizona State. I certainly like Carnell Tate quite a bit from Ohio State.
Yep.
Bart, my guy is Mekhi Lemon at USC.
Okay.
That dude's the truth.
So that's 3. So that means, you think about receivers and positions, who goes first. He may be there late in the draft if the Jets decide to do that. It looks like the Colts are going in the wrong direction. That pick gets better and better every single day.
Let's hit Buddha, Staten Island, next on ESPN New York on the Frenzy. Buddha!
Hey, fellas. I'm a comedian on Staten Island, but this is no joke. Is Lamar done? I'm concerned for the brother.
Not at all.
Go Giants.
Not at all. He's way too young. He's injured. We don't know. I'm sure after the season they'll say he had this, he had that. He missed 4 games or 3 games because of injury, trying to come back. I don't think he's done for the season either. I think if they win this week, I think they have a 72% chance of winning the division. I don't believe that with that putrid defense that the Bengals have, that they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills. They need to run the table. So I think those die. So if that dies, I think they're going to be uninspired when they play the Ravens next week. So I just think that, Lamar, when he gets into the – did y'all see Amon St. Brown yesterday?
Yeah.
He was a game-time decision. It looked like somebody –
he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, it looked like somebody took him in the back and made him understand. Lamar Jackson will make himself understand. He'll bend over and not touch his toe. He'll bend over, touch the desk, and they'll shoot him in the ass. And he'll forget whatever's wrong with him. And he'll have surgery afterwards or something like that because that's usually what happens. We can mask the pain, but we don't. See, this is the thing. Like when I shot myself up for the toe, my ankle, when we went to our second run for the AFC Championship, the first shot you get is great. The second one, it starts to wear off and your body don't react to it. So Lamar's saving it. He's hoping he can get as healthy as he can, trying to win games without putting himself at risk. When the season is on the line, Lamar Jackson will be Action Jackson.
All right, Anthony, Connecticut, next on the football on the Frenzy of Football. I'm not doing what those hacks in the morning do. What's up, Anthony?
Knowing the resources they have available to them, should Jets fans be watching Francisco Mendoza this weekend against Ohio State, thinking that's going to be their QB next year?
Fernando, first of all, listen, you watch with interest for sure. I don't think, as we heard from Rich Cimini this morning, that it is any lock whatsoever that he is going to be their guy and that the Jets are going to draft a quarterback this year. But, yes, of course you watch.
I mean, I think, you got Ty Simpson. I just don't know if they do it this year. Why rush the process if it's not a slam dunk? And, do you imagine, like, the Jets having to give up some of that draft equity that they got from all the trades to move up to get a guy like Mendoza when they can let the best player fall to them? And next year, okay, well, hey, we got to get our quarterback now. And, when you get your quarterback, usually you get, 2 or more years with that to kind of develop that quarterback. So
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Up next, Canty, as he is each and every Friday at this time on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Listen up, football. Never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
You want insight? You get insight because we bring it to you. I mean, with us, kind of, but then every Friday we get Chris Canty in here. He, of course, of Unsportsmanlike. He, of course, of First Take. He, of course, of Father-to-Be. And we are less than a month out now at this point. We are knocking on the door of your entire life changing and your freedom disappearing into the night. Good morning.
But first, we have to bring it in right. It's 12 o'clock.
Oh, right.
And we have Canty, the big fella. It's the power hour. And we're going to have to bring the baby back home in a chinchilla bassinet. That's how cold it is outside.
Canty. Let me tell you something. If you dress that baby up in a chinchilla to leave the hospital, that would be an all-time move. That would be great.
Fur booties.
Well, listen. The fact that Bart Scott is bringing it up means that Bart Scott must be getting it for us. Bart Scott, the other godfather for baby Candy. The fact that he says he needs to come home from the hospital in a chinchilla onesie, that means Bart Scott is volunteering it. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm efforting it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the mix, you know what I'm saying? I figured, but you and Mel, I figure I probably should get a size 2T for the kid, even though he's a newborn.
I tell you, between all of the gifts that Bart Scott bought us for the baby shower and all of the Christmas gifts that we got rolling into the house, my crib looks like an Amazon shipping center. It's wild how many boxes are in here. I can't believe a kid that hadn't even gotten here has so much stuff.
Hey, man, it's a
well,
king of
I mean, that's good because it's also good because I haven't sent you anything yet. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know how much room you've had. I didn't know that.
The only thing you sent me, Carlin, is regrets that you couldn't make it to my baby shower because you wanted to get your damn couch in your house. It's the only thing you sent me.
And there ain't no regret on my part because that couch is, I'll tell you, that has.
Yeah, send Carlin some shellfish.
It's made me feel very comfortable at home.
Send Carlin some shellfish for Christmas.
There you go.
Canty,
there you go.
Canty, I'm in New Orleans. Bart is, of course, back at the studio. And I just want to start here. And I started having this thought this morning, and you can call me an idiot if you must. And just by even bringing that up, I'm suggesting that you do it. But from the defiance of Jackson Dart following Monday night's game to what every coach in and out of football right now is saying about what he needs to do, including somebody like Mike McCarthy, who is available to be a head coach. Is it actually possible that if Dart takes another hit this season that costs him some more time, that takes away from the attractiveness of the Giants' job as a good head coaching job, because you now have a quarterback who is stubborn and not learning and borderline defiant and not wanting to get out of the way of unnecessary hits?
Well, big fella, the way you frame it, it sounds like you think it will. And I'll say this.
I'm suggesting that it could.
I'd rather have talent than not, especially at the quarterback position. And when you look at the Giants roster, there's a lot to like. Jackson Dart has a hell of a lot of talent, right? You got an offensive line that played a lot better than the offensive lines of Giants teams over the past decade. You have Malik Neighbors coming back from injury. You have Cam Scatterbo coming back from injury. You have some pass rushers on the defensive side of the ball. You got a guy that was once an all-pro defensive tackle in Dexter Lawrence. There's a lot to work with the New York Giants. So I don't see it the same way you do. I mean, based on how the team is trending, you're going to have a top 10 pick. I think that the Giants are a blank slate. I think the bigger question is what Joe Shane means to the attractiveness of the Giants' job rather than the quarterback play that you've gotten from Jackson Dart and his unwillingness to slide and avoid big hits.
You know, can I just, Bart, for a second, let me jump in on this one, because if I'm a coach and I'm looking at Joe Shane, he's not a factor for me, because I just can't imagine he's going to be there long term either way. Like, can he really truly be empowered to determine anything in my fate? Like, I would almost look at Joe Shane and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I can work with him fine. And then once you get in the job, I don't have to pay attention to him.
Well, I mean, there are some challenges with what's going on with the New York Giants and the health of John Mara as he's fighting cancer. So when it comes to the leadership of the organization, there's a reason why they retained Joe Shane to help shepherd the franchise through a coaching surge and all of the things that need to happen, you know, with the infrastructure to support the young franchise quarterback and a really good draft class that the New York Giants have been able to put together. So I think the Joe Shane of it all is fascinating, right? And we've seen general managers in past years become a deterrent for prospective head coaches. Think about what happened with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trent Baalke was kept on when they fired Doug Peterson. Liam Cohen from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't want to work with Trent Baalke. They subsequently fired Trent Baalke and brought in Gladstone. So I do think that it could be viewed as detrimental to your coaching search, but the minute you get a whiff of that, if you're the New York Giants franchise, then I think it's a situation where you part company with Joe Shane, because this next hire is all too important. And some of the issues that we've seen crop up in terms of a lack of leadership makes it imperative that you bring in a head coach that has those dominant leadership traits.
Now, when we talk about the defensive side of the ball and we talk about the lack of productivity and performance, the second highest paid defense in the NFL. How do you trim the fat? And if so, who got to go?
Well, I mean, Bart, you already saw who got to go. It's Shane Bowen. You got rid of the defensive coordinator.
I'm talking about firing players.
Well, Bart, before I can even get there, I got to know who's going to be coaching them. Okay. Like, what's the system going to be? What's the scheme going to be? What's your football philosophy going to be? So before we can even get to that, you got to settle in on who's the right fit for the overall direction of the team, right? I think that's the thing that you got to focus on. And I do think a part of what can inform what direction the franchise needs to go in from a coaching standpoint can be shaped by the final month of the season, right? Coming off of the bye week, you got a 4-game sample size. The goal for Mike Kafka, the interim head coach, should be for the Giants to try to go 4-0 down the stretch. Now, we know that that's more – it's highly unlikely, but, I mean, you do have games against the Washington Commanders at home, the Minnesota Vikings at home, on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders, and then you finish up with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, none of those teams have a winning record. So it's a scenario where if you're the New York Giants, go out there and try to build some momentum. Go out there and try to form an identity that you feel like you can anchor on in terms of being able to build up future successes. So, the Giants have an opportunity. There is something to play for. And certainly I think what you see, the sports character of the players that you still have on this roster could inform, what you need to do and who needs to be around for the rebuild.
Chris Canty with us in Sportsmanlike Monday through Friday, ESPN Radio with Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman, also on ESPN2, and, of course, on First Take. Philosophically, Chris, let me ask you this. Defensive coordinators that you've played for in your life and what you think is out there now, kind of in how you were answering that question. How many guys still get too caught up in running whatever their system is versus running whatever is best for the personnel that they have?
Well, I mean, listen, everybody in this business has an ego. It's hard to be good enough to coach in the NFL or to play in the NFL without one. That said, I do think, you got to be honest about what your personnel can and cannot do. Bart will tell you this, any good coach believes in players first, then plays. But there are some coaches that have a certain level of arrogance about them that, believe that the way that they were brought up in the business, the way that they were taught the game of football is not only the right way, but it's the only way. And they can only coach players that fit their X's and O's or their fit their particular type. And so I think that the challenge for the New York Giants is finding the right head coach for all 53 and not just focusing in on a head coach that's going to be good for Jackson Dart. Finding a defensive coordinator that's going to be good for all of the players on that unit, not just for Abdul Carter and Brian Burns. So I think those are going to be some of the things that you look at as the Giants go through their coaching search. Somebody that's a good communicator, somebody that's a great leader, somebody that's adaptable. I think those are traits that you're hoping that the next Giants head coach has.
Now, I just want to kind of go over to the other side of town and go to the Jets. You've been optimistic about Aaron Glenn and the job he was doing and seeing the incremental improvements that the team was making, even at points where we weren't seeing it. How are you assessing the Jets, their moves, Muji's job and what he's done, and the job and the culture that Aaron Glenn is trying to build?
Well, listen, man, they've won 3 of their last 5 games, right? And we were hoping that they would be a lot better in the second half of this year than they were in the first half of this year. And, my co-host Evan Cohen always argues that, the line of demarcation in terms of when it became Aaron Glenn's team is when they decided that they were going to trade away Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner, 2 guys that weren't necessarily on board with Aaron Glenn's agenda, 2 guys that didn't necessarily buy in, getting rid of those guys, getting them out of the locker room and allowing Aaron Glenn's voice to be the predominant one within that franchise. And so I think that that's important to note. And the team has responded by being able to win football games. And that's what Jets fans want. They want to make sure that when they turn on the TV every Sunday, it's not the laughingstock of the NFL. Aaron Glenn said that he was putting together a team that Jets fans can be proud of. I do believe that he's well on his way with doing that. He's a culture coach above all else. He believes in doing things the right way. He believes in holding guys accountable. And I think that you're starting to get some tangible results from all of the messaging that's been coming from him since he and Darren Muji got here.
Chris Canty with us on Sportsmanlike every weekday, 6 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Radio. The Cowboys last night, Chris, is their season now, in essence, over?
Yeah, they're done. And I will say this, I was impressed by the Detroit Lions. They came out in that game with an energy that the Dallas Cowboys just couldn't match. I know the Cowboys made a hell of a lot of mistakes, but I feel like that was Detroit applying pressure. It was a rough night in the office for Jake Ferguson, tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. He had the fumble that led to a short field touchdown. He had the OPI late in that game that killed a red zone drive in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, he had that hands to the face penalty against Aiden Hutchinson that took away a DPI that would have put it goal to goal right at the 2-minute warning. So, again, all of those little mistakes from that particular player are just a microcosm of what the entire game was. Dallas Cowboys, multiple turnovers, led to 2 touchdowns for the Detroit Lions. The Dallas Cowboys had a lot of missed tackles in that game, over almost 200 yards a yak for the Detroit Lions wide receivers. I was just really, really impressed by what the Detroit Lions did. And so, yeah, it was a playoff game for both teams, and the Detroit Lions met the moment. So shout out to Dan Campbell and his crew. This is what they do, coming off of a loss. They win football games. They've done that the last 15 outings after a loss, and so it's more of the same. So came away from that game, I think the headline is more about the Detroit Lions than it is the Dallas Cowboys.
What game are you excited for this week? Like, who are we burying this week between the Texans in Kansas City or Baltimore or Pittsburgh?
It's interesting that you brought up those games. They're not on the board for me in terms of the ones that I'm most excited for. You know the game that I'm most excited to see, Bart Scott?
What's that?
It's Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals paying a visit to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.
You think they ready? You think he's ready?
Fascinated by that game. I am fascinated by that game. And it's a weird line. It's the Bills 5.5-point favorites. But I'll tell you, man, when it comes to dominant phases of the football team, the Cincinnati Bengals offense is one of the most dominant phases of a football team that we have in the NFL.
Yeah.
And with Joey B as your trigger man, knowing that Joey B has never lost head-to-head to Josh Allen, I think that is fascinating. It's fascinating for the teams, for the quarterbacks, for the head coaches when it comes to job security. I just think there are a lot of different angles in that game that make it a really, really intriguing matchup.
Is when you think about that game, is this sneaky that if the Bills don't grow right and it kind of falters off, is it a possibility that they can move on from Sean McDermott? Because the window would be essentially closed.
Bart, if you got the reigning defending MVP and you're talking about a year where Lamar Jackson misses a month of the season, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a winning record. Doesn't have a winning record in December, and Joe Burrow has missed multiple months of the season. If you have that kind of year, and your team can't get in the dance, it's an indictment on the entire organization. And then, oh, by the way, you're looking up in your division at the New England Patriots, who might have this year's MVP and who might have this year's Coach of the Year. So long. For the majority of the Sean McDermott, Josh Allen tenure with the Buffalo Bills, they looked across the opposite sideline and said, we got a better head coach and quarterback tandem. Moving forward, that won't be the case with the New England Patriots. So, if you're at Buffalo, you got to make some assessments if your team doesn't get into the dance about where you go from here. And that where you go could mean getting in a new head coach that can try to get more from what Josh Allen is bringing to the table.
Last one for me, Chris. We found out that the Bears might be for real last week. I still think it might have been more about the Eagles, even though they ran over them. What are we going to find out Sunday about the Bears with the Packers?
Man, you know what the interesting thing about the Green Bay Packers is? I'm trying to figure out if they're a good team or are they just good against the Lions and NFC North opponents. I don't know the answer to that. Are they a good team? Or do they just dominate the NFC North? I think that's what we're going to learn. I feel like the Chicago Bears, based on what I saw on Black Friday, might be the team with the highest floor. They're not asking Caleb Williams to go out and win games for them. They're just asking the quarterback not to lose them. And you're seeing them lean into the run game. That offensive line, specifically the interior trio, the guard, center, guard trio, really take control of football games. They shorten the game unlike anybody else because they're going to run the football. And then their defense is opportunistic, stealing extra possessions and creating short fields for their offense. Think about this. The Chicago Bears have 3 of the top 5 players when it comes to interceptions this season. That's insane. They got a safety, a corner, and a linebacker, all in the top 5 when it comes to interceptions. They create extra possessions, and then their offense is the best in the league at being able to cash in on them. They got the second most points off of turnovers, and they're tops in points off of turnover margin. So what that tells me is they're a well-coached team. They've got the poise to execute in the critical moments, as evidenced by the 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. And you got a quarterback in Caleb Williams that's led 5 game-winning drives. So there's a lot to like in terms of how the Chicago Bears play. I know what the baseline for them is. I have no idea what the baseline is for the Green Bay Packers, and that's because we get maybe the greatest degree of variance for Jordan Love than of any other quarterback in the league.
Is the Bears' defense lucky or good, though? And can those turnovers be sustainable?
Bart, when you got 26 takeaways going into the month of December, I'd say that's more good than lucky. The ball ain't going to bounce your way 26 takeaways, guys?
See, this is the thing we've been arguing, though, Chris. Is it just a random anomaly, you know?
It's not an anomaly. When you have that, see, there are years where teams can have, they can be ranking at the top of the league in takeaways and that kind of thing. But the volume of takeaways, like 26 takeaways, is telling me that they are preaching ball disruption on the defensive side of the ball for the Chicago Bears. That's what they're doing. It's about ball disruption. That's what Dennis Allen is preaching to those guys, and they are responding by being able to go out there and create those takeaways and limit opportunities of opponents. Like, to me, that's coaching more than it is luck.
You're the best, Canty. Are we getting nervous? Seriously, we're like 3 weeks out now. What are we at here?
We're more excited than nervous. We've got a good game plan. We got a good coaching staff. It's just about me going out there and executing my job and starring in my role. Like, it ain't about me, Carlin. It's about the wife and the Bambino. I'm just like, I'm a supporting actor, so I just got to make sure that I do everything to support them.
My wife got so mad because I was eating steak in there because she couldn't eat nothing but ice chips. And then when the baby was coming, I was playing Salt and Pepper, I'll push it. She wanted to kick my ass, and she forgot how much pain she was in.
What are you doing? What are you eating steak in the What are you doing, Bart?
Bro, having a baby can be hurry up and wait. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near 20 hours.
I understand that, Bart, but eating the steak.
Hey, if I took it out the room, what if something happened? If I take it somewhere else and go to the lunchroom, something could happen. She better taste that aroma.
Boy.
She got to taste that aroma.
Canty, listen, when it comes to babies, and I don't know nothing about it, but I'm assuming I could paraphrase the great Mike Tyson here when I say everybody's got a plan until they get peed in the face.
Another important thing, Chris.
That's a fact.
Another important thing, Chris. Save the placenta and put it in the life bank so that if the baby ever needs some stem cells or something, he can use his own placenta. And every kid you have after that, because y'all have the same DNA, can use the stem cells from their placenta if they have any diseases or anything that happens. They can get blood and stuff from the placenta.
This turned serious and political at the same time.
Is this the Bart Scott medical moment? Is this the Bart Scott
every once in a while I can get serious.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the sage advice, Bart.
Yeah.
Thank you very kindly. Carlin, good luck calling the game. that nobody wants to see the winner in the college football playoff.
I don't know, man. You got two tremendous offenses. I'm interested in seeing it tonight, but we'll see. Canty,
all right.
We'll talk to you next week. We appreciate it, brother.
All right, boys.
Bart Scott, Stem Cell Research, next. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
With Target, gifting has never been easier. This Saturday and Sunday, Target gift cards are 10% off with Target Circle. Treat everyone on your list to something you know they'll love. Gift cards for the trendsetters, the techies, the fashionistas, the foodies, and even yourself. The perfect time to save is now. This deal is a yearly fave, so hurry. Get more gifting for your buck and save 10% on Target gift cards with Target Circle for 2 days only. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time, baby. Devils hosting the Golden Knights at the Prudential Center, 7 p.m. tonight. 7:30, Knicks host the Jazz, Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. right here on 880 ESPN. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. It is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, and, of course, on the ESPN New York app. Bartholomew, I wanted to bring to your attention something that Michael Kay had to say yesterday. I got to spend a minute here on the Yankees because I think you're going to have a strong take on this. Tom Bauer, please play for us what Michael had to say in regards to the Yankees payroll, which just a couple of days ago he thought would definitively be above $300 million.
There is a good chance, everybody, that the Yankees' intent at this point on December 4th is to, in fact, be under the $300 million threshold. And I'm going to be as honest as I could possibly be here. According to Cott's contracts, after all they've done and the expected arbitration numbers of people that they have on their roster, they're at 279. If they intend to stay under 300, they are not getting Bellinger. They are not getting Tucker. They are not going to be able to make any significant move, because if you look at the big salaries on the Yankees, who exactly can they move to create that salary space to bring in a $25 or $30 million contract, let's just say on Bellinger? And if it's Tucker, a $40 million contract.
Think about that for a second. Now, there's more context to it. As Michael had said earlier in the week, he thought it would be north of that, but then obviously had talked to some people after that. So now we want to stay under $300 million. I'm going back to what Hal Steinbrenner said last week, that, hey, for anybody who thinks we're making $750 million in revenues, don't believe everything you read, and we've got to pay out, $100 million a year to the city and all this stuff, okay? Bart, the problem is not the number. The problem is how the resources have been used. And when you look at still being on the hook for the likes of Stroman and LeMahieu on dead money, and Aaron Hicks still counting against the cap. Like
Aaron Hicks?
Still, as of right now, yeah. Jeez. Like, it's still counting. It's not the active roster, but it's,
right.
That still counts against the number, according to how I read it this morning on Cots. They're just examples of how poorly they have spent the money. So is it the money, or is it the guy who continues to spend the money that way? If he doesn't want to go and be the Dodgers, I understand it, because the Dodgers do have a decided advantage in having Ohtani, an entire another worldwide market available to them in terms of selling merchandise, right? But when your income was in essence the same, and you're now going to cry poor, it's a little bit hard for me to sit here and say, okay, that's fine, but when you're going to continue to run the same guy out who has made the same decisions for 25 years, I don't care that Brian Cashman will have another job in 5 seconds. What I care about is that this continuously has not worked, whether Hal thinks it's a crapshoot or not in the postseason.
Yeah, you ask yourself sometimes, is it just time? And, Cashman's been around for a long time. And at some point, it has to end, no? Like, it seems like he has a lifetime contract. But at some point, you have to go in a different direction, because we haven't got the end result that we wanted. Now, you know what? What's the difference between, well, Cashman's one, but it's been so long. What's the difference between him and Mike Tomlin? Right? It's been disappointing for a long time. I think sometimes we fantasize, romanticize about what was and not what is. And what is the Dodgers have caught you. You haven't won a championship in since 2009?
2009.
Since 2009? We're pushing we're at 15 years. We're pushing 16 years. That may be the longest time that the Yankees have ever gone. Now, I understand that, you spend the money, but he's not spending it correctly, especially when you see some of these other teams. Yeah, listen, the Dodgers are an outlier. A guy like, Ohtani, like you said, it opens them up to the entire country to kind of, buy revenue and for revenue sharing, for merchandise and things like that. But he also deferred his money. Like, unless you're the Yankees and you're able to get somebody to defer the money, you can't just spend at the same level as the Dodgers, because they have special contracts that almost anybody in the league don't even have. So, I mean, I can applaud, like, more responsible spending, but if it's somebody that's certified that you can get, and at first, when he talked about it is no limit if you can get this certain player, and if they can get those certain players, then I don't see how they don't go over whatever glass ceiling that they have set for how much they're going to spend on free agents.
So here's the other interesting thing, and I really don't want to get too far into the weeds on it, but I think it's worth mentioning. I was reading about this morning because, the Hal thing about, this $100 million check we got to write to the city of New York every year about the stadium. And just reading some of the details, I'm not an expert. I'm just going off of reading it in several places today, okay? My understanding is it's not like $100 million. It's like somewhere in the range of 50 plus per year over a 40-year period. But that $50 million that they have to pay toward the new stadium is actually deducted from the luxury tax money that they pay out to other teams.
Semantics.
So in other words, you're not double paying that. You're not paying. So whatever your luxury tax dollar figure is, drop that by $50 million into what you're actually paying out. So I think Hal is trying to do some creative math without assuming that we're going to check any of the specifics on that. You know what I mean? Like, Again, I could be completely wrong. I am no expert when it comes to bonds and city stuff, but I read that this morning in about 4 or 5 different places, that the money that they pay back toward the stadium actually gets deducted from what the payroll luxury tax is that you pay out. So, like, it's baseball helping them out for building a new stadium, right?
Right. It's like a loan or something like that.
Yeah, it's not even a loan. It's just that, hey, we're not going to make you pay into the luxury tax when you already got to pay into the thing every year, right? So
they got a rebate.
Again, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. So, again, not getting too far into the financial part of it, just anybody who buys into the notion that the Yankees are crying poor and are anything other than a cash cow in every way, if Hal is trying to sell that to us, Bart, then it's clear what's most important to him, profitability.
Yeah.
If the Yankees were not profitable, sell the team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he can probably, what did the Yankees go for? What's the last organization that sold?
Last valuation I saw for the Yankees was $8.2 billion, and the Giants were just valued at 10 when they sold off the 10%.
Yeah, so
it cost $1 billion to buy 10%.
So let's call it $9 billion and go ahead and cash out.
I think they'd be able to sell it for. I think it'd be north of 10. But anyway, that was the last valuation, was 8.2. You know what? If it's that bad, Hal, get out. If it's that bad, move on.
I think he loves being. I think he loves being the owner of the Yankees.
I'm sure that he does too, but just don't. Let's not get into this whole.
Well, he didn't know that you were going to fact check.
Well, it's not that necessarily, but let's just not get into the whole pleading poverty bit about how non-profitable the Yankees are. Stop. If they weren't profitable, you would have sold the team. You wouldn't be dealing with those headaches. It's just dumb. They're making hand over fist, and if you believe anything else, you're an idiot.
If anything, even if you lose in liquid money, the asset is still growing because of things outside of your control. It's not like the evaluation is because of the real estate, the location that you're in, but also it's because of the TV deals and all the partnerships that have been done with the league. So what you bought it for and what it's worth now, you can cash out and make your money 10 times over.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Go there, leave your comments. We will get them involved in the show. Right now, I haven't gotten any involved in the show because there's some kind of argument over Jokic and defense, and I can't get into that right now. Sometimes it takes it off on its own. Now, we do have some news in moments regarding 2 NFL quarterbacks and 2 high-profile guys that certainly affect New York. We will tell you what that is in moments on ESPN New York.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
That 36. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
It's Championship Saturday, and the Wiz has you covered. Number 1 Ohio State takes on number 2 Indiana in a Big Ten showdown. Plus, SEC powerhouses collide when Georgia takes on Alabama. Join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, on the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. In college hoops, St. John's takes on Ole Miss at the Garden. And in the NFL, it's do or die for Kansas City as they host the Texans. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with the Wiz, Saturday morning at 8. Be ready to win.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds. Starting at $25 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more, all on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum, don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. They converted my kid's bath to a shower and did an incredible job. They offer custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit, and it's done in just one day. It's durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and a lower cost than a standard replacement. Take advantage of the biggest sale of the entire year. Save up to $800 on a complete Bathfitter system. See their website or call for details and start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recover from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State. With 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. And then won 48-41 in double overtime.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
ESPN New York is throwing a holiday party you don't want to miss. Join us Friday, December 12th at your mother's house in Garden City Park. We'll be broadcasting the Michael K. Show live from 1 to 3, followed by Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg from 3 to 7, all while supporting a great cause. Bring a toy to benefit the Garden of Dreams Foundation and help make the season brighter for local kids in need. It's the ESPN New York Holiday Party, Friday, December 12th, brought to you by Spiked Aid, Security Dodge, Amazon Pickup, and ESPN New York.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's cold as hell. I don't know if I can. Forget it, it's Friday. I got my check. It's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just got paid. Friday night. Party's jumping. Feel all right. Booty shaking. Dance to the beat. Oh, yeah. Oh. It's finally Friday, baby. You worked through the week. You got through hump day, and it's finally here. 2 days off. And if you're one of these guys that got kids that are 4 to 5 years old to 7, your ass going to be outside at some gymnastics park or some type of soccer, something that Carlin don't have to worry about because he gets to sit on his nice gray-ass couch. So remember that when you have kids, they're great when they become teenagers.
Or my mantra, children ruin your life.
If Chris want to go to Paris right now, he just buy a ticket. He ain't got to ask nobody nothing.
I'm not worried about anybody else having a tough weekend.
Yeah. What am I buying for Christmas? All gifts for me.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. 2 things of note before we get to the picks for this week. Bart, number 1, this coming just a few moments ago, Jaden Daniels will play for Washington this week. That, according to Dan Quinn. So that just came over, and that will be happening.
Why? I get it, Joe Burrow, why? But why for Washington?
3-9?
You had no chance. Yeah, why? I don't get it. Sometimes you just let the young man say, hey, all quarterbacks kind of had that year. Tom Brady had the year where he blew his knee out. Joe Burrow had a couple of them. Lamar Jackson. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what? You can come back, but for what? Why put you at risk? We're just going to say, you know what? We're going to punt on this season. We're going to get ready for next season. And when you're not playing, we probably won't win no games. So we can be able to get a better draft pick. And I know nobody wants to hear about that. But at this point, it's nothing to gain. It's only something to lose. I don't really understand what are you gaining by putting him back out there and that he could get hurt again.
Then there's the other side of this. The Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon announcing that Kyler Murray will not play the rest of the year. He is just not progressing the way they thought.
Yeah, newsflash, we done with you. We don't want you to get hurt where you have to have surgery, and we can't cut your ass.
Exactly. So we want to be able to trade you without any health issues this offseason.
Yeah, rest up. We want you nice and healthy so we can put you on the market.
You have been on this quite a bit, so I'll just ask the question as of today. Where do you think Kyler Murray fits into the possibility for the New York Jets?
I mean, it depends on how much money I get Arizona to take, right? Like, you want me to take your headache, your problem, so you can get your new quarterback or figure things out in free agency, sign Mac Jones, whoever you think that can run this offense, this Gannon offense from the pocket. Then you got to take some of this pain too, because we still handling Aaron Rodgers and other people like that. We don't really get clear to 2027. So listen, that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? If that's the case, that's what we're doing. And you're gonna have to eat some of this, and then we can talk about it. But we know you have no choice. He's not coming back. If you send him on the shelf, so we know that I know. So I'm not gonna get got. I might get got for a little money, maybe one of these draft picks that I got. I gave you one of these throwaway 4s or something like that. Conditional if he plays and he's healthy for us. It can be a 3. I'll give them the Devontae Adams joint.
Well, listen, I would not go down that road, but it's got to be a road this season where I would say if I'm going after Kyler Murray, I'm going to put him in a position of prove it to me next year. And if you can prove it to me, then maybe I have my answer at the position. But if I'm the Jets, I have to put this in as advantageous a situation for me from a cap standpoint as possible, because I cannot bring in somebody else that if I do want to move on from him, he's going to count against the cap for me for 2 more years. I've just done that.
See, but the Jets are going to have $207 million under the salary cap in 2027. What I'm trying to say is, listen, Kyler Murray, you aren't my future. You're my now, right? So I might keep you for a year, maybe 2. I'm looking at him to use like Sam Darnold was used. I'm using him like Sam Darnold while I get my young guy ready. And I want him to be able to learn from a professional but not be able to go out there until I think he's ready. And if he's ready like Penix was over Kirk Cousins, then we'll accelerate the process. But this gives me a professional guy to win some games because I don't have to worry about tanking, because in 2027 I got 3 first-round draft picks. Whatever I need, I don't have to suck. I'll just trade my assets to move up to get it. Because the players that they got, too, look at the players that they got. The players that they got means that I don't have to draft for 3 receivers. I got 2 receivers I believe in, and I may get one, but I'm not bearing on offense.
All right, so let's get to this week's picks. Hit the music. Bartholomew, we picked 4 games last week in and around Thanksgiving. We put the 2 holiday games, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. We both went 2-2. Had I not listened to you, and had I just stuck with my pick of the Bengals, but no, I changed my mind because of what you told me, and I took the Baltimore Ravens, I would have gone 3-1. And here's what's funny about that. You took the Bengals.
I tell you what.
No, you told me, you talked me out of the Bengals, and then you took them yourselves, which is just diabolical on your part.
Draw 2, reverse you, skip, uno out. I tell you what, you should be able, you can take him this week if you want to. I won't.
Maybe I will, because we're going to do that game. In fact, that's where we're starting, in Buffalo, Cincinnati and Buffalo. Buffalo 5.5-point favorites over the Bengals. What say you? By the way, Bart's record right now, 21-19. I am 19-21. What do you got?
Well, listen, the thing is, all these stories are cute. We saw last night Dallas was a cute story, and you dig yourself in these big holes. You got to learn the life lesson that you got to take advantage of things when you have the opportunity to. I think that the Buffalo Bills understand that, hey, the Patriots might not slip, but they don't want to make sure that they're the bottom seed, or they want to try and improve their seeding as much as they can. I think, this defense for the Bengals was fool's gold. They know how to play Lamar Jackson, but they wouldn't know how to play Lamar Jackson if he was as healthy as Josh Allen. So Josh Allen gets it done, and he shows them what Lamar should have did because he's healthy.
I myself am, in fact, going to take the Buffalo Bills as well, minus the 5.5. Have they finally started to put it into overdrive? I'm going to vote yes here. And I can't stomach the discussions that we've had this week and we've heard all week about the Bengals winning the AFC North, and they're 4-8 right now. I'm sorry.
4-8.
I can't. Give me the Bills, minus 5.5. That's game 1. Game 2, the Jets are home for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Miami 2.5-point favorites over the Jets in the Bum Bowl. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I'm going to take the Jets in the points because I think, listen, at some point, all great streaks come to an end. Tua Tagovailoa 7-0 against the Jets in his career. They finally beat the Patriots this year, got that out the way last year, I believe. So now it's time for them to go ahead and end this streak of Tua Tagovailoa being undefeated against the Jets.
I also am going to take the Jets plus 2.5, and the primary reason is this. On the season, I bet the Miami Dolphins under 6.5 wins. We're sitting at 5 right now. I've got the Jets, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa, New England left on the Miami schedule. I need this one, bud.
You need this one bad.
I need the Jets to get this done. Because Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, like it's a crapshoot. I can see the Dolphins beating the Steelers at home on Monday Night Football. Like, this is a problem. So I'm taking the Jets. I'm showing faith in I'm showing faith in the Jets. Let's get it done out of desperation on my part. Game 3, normally I would take the Bears and the Packers game here. Problem is, Bart, I'm doing the game, so I shouldn't pick the game. Okay? So let's go Indianapolis and Jacksonville instead.
Another crazy stat. Jacksonville the Colts have never won in Jacksonville.
That is
nuts.
In
like 7 years or something like that. Something crazy.
Colts are 1.5-point favorites in Jacksonville. What say you?
No, I'm going with Jacksonville. Jacksonville's the healthier team, and Jacksonville is a team with a good defense that we talked about earlier this year. Don't believe in Trevor Lawrence, but with Danny Dimes being compromised, yeah, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I am too. I do not trust the Colts right now. It feels like it's starting to fall apart a little bit. And from that standpoint, I have to ride with the Jaguars in this case. They're not a team I trust in the least either, but they're sitting there at 8-4 right now, and they don't feel like an 8-4 team in any way. So I have to go here and take the Jaguars just because the Colts, I've never believed in them defensively. Obviously, Sauce is out. He's on IR. And I don't think that they're good enough defensively to get it done. So I ultimately here am going to take Jacksonville. It's also the Danny Dimes injury as well. Bartholomew, have yourself an outstanding weekend.
Likewise, man. Po' boy it up, man. Chicken tenders.
Po' boy straight into some cheese curds.
What a hell of a combination.
We will see you Monday. The Michael K. Show is up next. You're welcome on ESPN New York.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy.